Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another special program. Hell, I don't even know what it is. I'm going to defer to the man of the hour who's right over there. What are we doing tonight, DA?
Driving each other crazy mostly. Well, this is just another opportunity for us to come on and talk about cryptids from around the world and things that are shaping the future of not only my books but of horror in general, and just to be a couple of schmucks that give our opinions on stuff that probably we shouldn't be giving our opinions on, but here we are.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are overrated and overcompensated and
Rod's already at 2 likes.
Yes, Adam Shepard is our first one. I want to thank Adam
and Josh Jones. Adam and Josh.
Yes, and I am forming my drink right now. For those of you out, we have our third like already, and that is All Tower Media. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to we're going and blowing, ladies and gentlemen, as my baseball coach would say many, many years ago. But there it is. Josh Jones says, "What's up?" Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, the DA and I have a rough idea of what we're going to be talking about because there's a lot on the agenda for us. We have some guests that are coming up. Actually, all of our guests are big name guests, but we want to let you know that you are our guests as well. You are part of the family. You want to join us? Just got to let us know. And even though we might make a face like, no, just kidding. Just kidding. We're putting it out there. We are not kidding. This program is you, it is us, and it's those things that are out there. And Josh, I saw the images that DA sent me. Folks, this video, the Nightmare Hunter video, is becoming much bigger than I even thought. You guys heard me for the longest time. There's nothing there. Well, apparently there is. And it is a tad frightening because DEA and I were having a conversation earlier. I described to him where we were on the roadway, and I told him, dude, they were within 200 feet of me. They weren't that far.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Thursday night hunt, the Thursday Nightmare Hunter in America. It's pretty good. The images are just absolutely frightening. DA, I guess we'll just get to it. We'll show the video. Talk about it for a little bit. Invite everyone and anyone to join us. And Roger Peacock, Thomas Whitney, also joining us. Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, gentlemen.
And I do not have anything to salute you with at the moment other than 3 hours old Coke. Sorry.
It's still fresh-ish.
Well, it's Coke. Gmo, thank you. Are you good? Uh-oh. Something happened.
It was the case.
You threw away a perfectly good case? Oh my goodness, my daughter just threw... What the hell?
It was warping the screen.
Okay, so how much was this case?
Well, it came with the keyboard, so it was like $35.
Okay, wow. All right, fair enough. Well, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, I was just shocked. A $35 case just got thrown away. Wow, damn. That hurts.
It's warping the tablet. I don't want it to warp the tablet.
It's warping the tablet. So I don't know if we're in a temporal incursion right now or not, but that's another program altogether whatsoever.
I'm about to throw this at you.
You're going to get a visit from the guys over at TI.
I have no comment. But anyway, Adam says, I was saying there was nothing there until I rendered the upscale version. Then I had to admit Josh wasn't crazy.
Okay, Adam, Josh is crazy, just not about that.
Right. And Adam... You heard me as well. It was amusing to me that other people were finding stuff, and I'm like, I was there. I heard them, but I was like, yeah, there's nothing there. If you guys remember, I made the comment that DA did not see what was in his video, and I did. And hashtag facts. Wow. And then I commented that I can't see anything, and DA was able to see something in my video, so go figure. So we're going to play the video again. DA, do you have the images that they sent to you?
Yes, they're actually in our images.
Oh, wow.
I've already loaded them.
Awesome.
Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. I've got those loaded, and I'm also booking a guest for Tuesday night as we speak.
What a shock. Well, all right. I'm not sure. I believe the video is here. We're going to play it, folks. You're going to hear it. So we ask you to bear with us for just a moment. I love the hashtag facts. We're going to put it on. We're going to show you the video. And the work that Josh and Adam have done is, for lack of a better word, frightening. So we'll play the video now.
How do I get the focus on this? You gotta move in. I can't believe I heard it all the way in the car. Dude, I'm somewhere between 7,000 and 6,000. It's not that high. Come on, just move again. Move again. I know you're there. I don't know what the hell it was. No, you're there. I'll be damned if I'm going over there. Yeah.
That moment where I even chuckled to myself, I'll be damned if I'm going over there. That's me working it through and basically calling myself stupid because I debated going across. First, I'm going to run across a 2-lane road where you can tell people are driving rather quickly. They're driving anywhere between 35 and 50 miles an hour. And yeah, and it's a cold day. And Roger doesn't run that. Well, yeah, he still runs fast. But yeah, I had a distinct feeling, even though I didn't really enunciate it. I didn't want to go over there. I didn't. I guess in the back of my mind, I don't know if the hair was standing in the back of my neck because it sure as hell wasn't standing on the top of my head.
Yeah, mine either.
Yeah, I have a few thorns right there, but that's neither here nor there. I did get the distinct feeling that I did not want to go over there. I'm not going to tell you that I felt something was there, but what you hear me say at the very end is kind of my thought process of, yeah, I'm not that stupid. As a matter of fact, for all I know, I was wearing a red shirt right there. But DA, I believe you've already gone over some of these images. Please help us out on them.
Okay.
This is the first one that they sent.
Yeah, we were looking at some of the things, and some of the areas where I saw movement. The images just didn't bear it out. It was probably leaf movement in a couple of the spots. Like what we're looking at right in the center, I don't think that one really bore out. We'll go a little closer. Actually, though, that's a different image entirely. But right there in the center where that dark spot is toward the bottom, I thought I saw movement there, and I think it was probably just leaves moving in the wind. However, when they started looking in, we found this image, which looked like something lurking. Well, it actually looks like a gorilla, but also
my family.
It also turned out to be mostly just shadows and leaves. You can see kind of a better view of it there. However, while they were finding those and cleaning them up and cleaning them out, they started looking for other artifacts, and they thought they found something else. And where we saw movement behind it, farther back in the bushes, is where they found this. And you'll see the outline of it a little bit better when they accentuate it. But you can clearly see it once you're aware of it, you see it. And at one point during the video that they slowed down, we can't do it because I don't have the equipment they have. But they said that at one point they slowed it down to single frames, and there were approximately 60 frames, which runs about 2 seconds, where the figure turns its head to the right and then turns back forward. And that's when Adam became a believer. The whole time Adam was like, yeah, I don't know, it's probably just leaf glitter and stuff like that. And I was willing to admit that it was, because, I would rather know. If I'm going to put a picture up here, I want to know there's something in it. And if we saw something we thought was something and it turns out to be a bear or a leaf or a tree or something like that, I would rather discredit it ourselves. But we've got 2 independent guys checking it out, and Adam's convinced that we're looking at something in the background there. And again, they'll show the highlighted area because there are leaves in the foreground, but the shape behind the leaves does move during the video. So there was at least one standing back there, and that's part of the movement I saw. I just instead of let me bring up the image. Instead of me fixating on that, I fixated on something much closer. So the movement I saw was actually farther in the background, but I thought it was in the foreground. And that's how we ended up with that. Adam found it.
Yeah, Adam sent me a few images, and it was rather unnerving. Folks, I've been accused of being a drama queen my entire life, and I think that's just the thespian in me. But on Tuesday night, when they were showing me the first images, all I can say is, you know me already. You know how I react, and you know what I do. And my skin was crawling when they showed me those first images. I really didn't know what to do or what to say. But I do know that right now we can also congratulate Tony Kanopka. Thank you for the like. I don't know if we mentioned, obviously, Roger Peacock, but I'm going to go down the list again. Thomas Whitney, All Tower Media, Josh Jones, Adam Shepard. Thank you, gentlemen, everyone, for joining us. These images are just unreal. If you guys remember, every time we talk about my video, I was kind of laughing in the background because it's like, remember why I stopped there? I'm driving down the 2-lane road and I heard it, and that was the unnerving thing because I obviously heard it through my vent. And if you listen carefully in the video, that's the sound of the air. You can hear the air because where I'm in the driver's seat and I'm pivoted to the left 90 degrees. So my phone is against the window and the vent is right there bouncing off the window towards the phone. That's that staticky background noise, that white noise, if you will. So my vent was open to the outside, so I was able to hear it. But I stopped there because I heard it, and remember I said I saw movement to my left. I didn't brake, but I pulled over quick enough that a car, I didn't comment about this, but a car that was behind me kind of slowed a bit. I guess they were wanting to know if I was going to put my emergencies on or not. And I didn't. So I just waited for them to go by, and then I tried to get the recording going. So that's just absolutely crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, you did the absolute right thing by not going over there. One, you were alone, and if you've seen any of the missing 411 cases, it's 9 times out of 10 somebody goes off alone and they're never seen again, and you were unarmed. So I wouldn't have recommended you going over there and poking the bear, so to speak.
Well, Josh, it was a combination of several things. I wasn't feeling well, so I went to work. I'm a team player, and I did leave a tad early. So as soon as I got to work, I went out and took care of some business. But when I was talking to DA earlier today, and when we were talking, I told DA I was pretty damn close. Yours was closer, but I was within 200 feet, easy, because as I mentioned, it's a 2-lane road. And, while we do this, I doubt I'm going to find the exact spot. And, Josh, LOL, missing 411 Big Bear. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to try to give you a view. I'm going to find a spot of roughly where it happened. And we're going to go to Google Maps, and you can see where it was. And Yeah, it was crazy, and it is up there. It really is. Um, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a view.
Absolutely, definitely. If you can pull that up, that would be awesome.
Oh wow, I recognize the road. I actually know I'm within a mile or two from there. This is
Nice.
crazy. And Gmo doesn't see this, but you recognize that road, Highway 38, leaving Big Bear. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Actually, yeah, it's going to take me a little while to get there. But look, I'm going to switch over to the view, give you a quick idea. What are we talking about? We're talking about a video that I recorded on November 15th on the way home from Big Bear. And I'm beginning to recognize where I'm at. And let me do the view right here. This is on Highway 38. I think you guys can see this. Let me remove the picture right there. But right here, the ground is a little high. But when I see that mountain range to the back, I was much closer to that mountain range. So I know I'm close. I'm within 3 or 4 miles. So if we back out of the view, this is the spot I chose. So I believe it was somewhere about here. And it could be very well about right here.
Okay.
And
can you switch that to the yeah, there we go. I was wanting to
oh
get
my
a look
goodness,
at the terrain.
folks, look. That's what I'm talking about. Now,
So you were just pulled off on a little wide spot like that. You weren't actually like on a pull-off spot. You were just
Yeah.
off the edge of the road.
but
Well, that's a pretty rugged country.
okay, oh good God, yes. But you know what? It might have been somewhere right over here then. But I can probably do some dead reckoning. It's still further ahead, but because we're still pretty high up here, and I don't know for how long I've been traveling. Angeles Oaks. Oh no. No, it's somewhere. It's somewhere here. Where it happened.
How long is that stretch of road? That distance you're saying is that about what, a couple miles, 10
From
miles?
here to about here is about 30 to 40 miles.
Okay. Well, you'd have to get the GPS coordinates from your phone or drive back and find it, because I'm sure you'd recognize the spot.
Oh, I've been up that road enough where I know exactly where that spot is. Oh, that's funny. This is eerily close.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's the spot I went to a little while ago. But anyway, this is not unlike of what it is.
Yeah.
It's not that far, folks. See, right here, there's a passing lane, so there's 3 lanes.
Pretty thick trees.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy. It's somewhere, because I did take a video somewhere up here of the side of the mountain, so it's somewhere within this area. So I'm going to see what I can do.
I think Josh is going to come in and talk about what he saw. He says he's got a few minutes before his trailer's loaded, so he's going to pop in on his phone.
Excellent. Yes. So anyone, folks, you want to join us, you know what to do.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and join us right here. But I'm going to take that out right now because there it is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I was driving home on a Sunday morning. It happened around 10 a.m. So my heart rate is up a tad.
You're all right.
And
You're safe, Raj.
I'm running at about 90, which usually I'm in the high 70s. So go figure. Little excited right now. But we want to thank everyone watching us. Thank you for spending some time with us, DA. On a quick little tangent, we have a guest booked for the next few nights.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell us what's going on over the next, let's see, Saturday
3
night?
shows? Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday.
Correct. On Saturday night, I have Nick Valente of the North American Dogman Project. He's the Region 3 director and the international director for overseas operations. Nick Valente will be joining me again. He's been on before, but it's been several weeks ago. He'll be joining on DAX Machina. And then on Monday night on Nightmare Hunter with Roger Noriega. We will have M.K. Davis. M.K. Davis is an expert in the Bigfoot field. He's been doing Bigfoot research for decades. Probably the go-to guy authority on the Patterson Gimlin film. He studied that frame by frame and knows every movement. And I'm sure we're going to pick his brain on that because I would really like to talk to him about the Patterson Gimlin film. And he may bring some stills to the show. I don't know. And then on Tuesday night we have author. What was her name? Sarah Gilbert. She's had
Roberts.
a lot of. It says Roberts on her profile. I guess that was her maiden name. She's an author of she writes primarily cookbooks from what her website says, but she's had a lot of paranormal experiences through the course of her life, and she's going to come on and talk about them. And I'm going to pick her brain about her books, and when I post the links for that show, I'll have all the links to her Facebook and her cooking, her personal website, and for her cookbook. So show her a little love and go pick up a cookbook. She's got one called Thanks a Brunch, another one called Mexican Americana Cantina, and then another one called Asian Fusion. Hell, I might have to pick all of those up. That sounds good.
Yeah, folks, I'm sorry. You saw there was a little bit of drama a few moments ago. Gmo got the screen protector. She's a little unhappy with that, and she threw it. That was that loud bang that you heard. And, of course, I whipped around, and, oh, wow.
I hit the bottles.
Oh, you hit the bottles. Wow.
I was trying to throw it in the trash. It hit the bottles.
This is Sarah's website.
Awesome.
And
Let's cook.
That's sarahgilbertauthor.com. She'll be joining us on Tuesday, Nightmare Hunter on Tuesday.
Gmo, are you able to choose the? Are you able to off a video that I recorded? Can you find the GPS coordinates on them?
Unless you turned it on.
Oh, unless I turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that smart.
Well, no, I meant like if your GPS was on and if you allowed it, then it would tell you where it is.
Okay, I'm going back to the images, the videos, stuff like that. Jeez.
The answer is no, by the way. Your GPS was not on.
How do you know?
Because it didn't say on the description.
There should still be. I took a forensic class when I was still in law enforcement before I got hurt, and there is a way to go into the root file on and look, and it should tell you exactly where where the image was taken and everything. If you give me a copy of the original, I can probably pull all that information for you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be available. Okay, here we go. I'm going over to details right now. It just says it was at 9:58 here.
You did not turn on your GPS.
Josh says his trailer was done earlier than he thought. He's not going to be able to join us.
Oh, so he's loaded up in his driver.
Yeah, he's loaded up and getting ready to drive. So he's listening. He just couldn't join us. He didn't have as long of a delay as he thought he was going to.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys check out that video, it's obvious that, I'm pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they tried pulling the metadata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'll find it again. I don't want to exactly follow the Google thing all the way through, but I know where it is approximately. So I know I left my buddy's house sometime. Oh, look, there's Gmo right there.
Hey,
it was after 9:30. The mile markers. I wonder if I caught... Actually, you know what? I can narrow it down a little bit. On the preceding video, which is... Oh, check this out. There's a call box. The first video was recorded at... I don't know what time. But it's on here. But there's a call box. And if I can do dead reckoning, I can get pretty close. Because the call box in the other video, they're spaced out a certain distance. I should be able to get this. All right. Well, I know I'll be able to do it.
Some of you out there listening may find it difficult to post questions. If you're listening through a Facebook group or a private profile, I think it's on Roger's personal page. You need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook.
Oh,
And
am I getting a lot of comments on my page?
No, I'm just getting. I got a message over there saying that can't post comments to some destinations. So if you want to see all the comments and interact, you'll have to log in at streamyard.com/Facebook, and then we'll be able to see all your comments, and you'll be able to see all of ours.
As a matter of fact, DA programmed the episode. Thank you very much. I didn't want to put it on my personal page for that reason, so I moved it over to my public page, which it shows my public page. I thought I removed my personal one, but apparently not. Oh, and by the way, DA,
Yes, sir.
says the destinations are 8. That's it.
Yeah, it would only let me do 8, so I kind of figured it was it.
Yeah.
10 would be cool, but 8's pretty awesome. 8's significant improvement over the 3 we were using. So
Yeah, we were running out of destinations.
well, we'll have to add a few.
Hey, lad, that we will.
Second star to the right and straight on till morning.
Should we write our names on the screen now and end the episode?
We need to do that. We need to do an actual intro that has credits and who's appearing. And I don't know how to do that, but
But my daughter has a brand new notepad that it should work, and she'll be able to do that for us.
that would be freaking awesome if we had like credits and an intro, and we'd seem like like we knew what we were doing.
If we had credits and stuff. That'd be nice.
We're doing like a Star Wars crawl. Do, 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 do.
The look that she's just giving me right now is like, man,
Roll
that
it.
means what to me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
having a conversation. I don't know what's happening.
We would love to have credits as a program begins.
At the beginning and the end of the program.
beginning and the end, the Star Wars crawl. That'd be nice.
Joining us tonight.
It's okay.
Long ago.
Do you
In
know
an
how they did
episode
that
far
years
and far
ago?
away.
They wrote it all out on
Oh yeah, it's
the
on
floor and they ran the camera over it.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds fair.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's how they did it. It's incredible how Hollywood has done things over the years. It's absolutely amazing. But there it is, folks. Video. I never thought I would say this. It speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy.
Very.
Oh, there she goes. All right, GMO. Well, thank you. Are you going to stay here or are you going to go outside?
I think I should leave before I have another temper tantrum.
I like her hoodie.
They like your hoodie. Yeah, the Spider-Man hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there she goes. She there it is. See it? The Canon EOS Rebel T7.
Nice.
We're going to be using that one
Heck yeah.
For a lot of things.
for a lot of things, yes. So that's cool. Really happy that she got that one. That's only like 2 or 3 hours old. So we'll see. But anyone, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, DA, for mentioning that. Some of the pages are private, and it's due to security issues. So you can always join us on the primary pages. But thank you for joining us. We are sorry that we are not seeing your comments. And it's kind of strange because I thought I removed it from my page. And I guess it's still there, which is a little strange to me. But we'll see.
So, interesting bit of trivia. Well, not necessarily trivia, but
It's
information on the Nightmare Hunter book. Adam is going to tackle the cover. And what we're going to do is much like this image that I did for a promo of my own. This is just something I put together. Adam is going to build from this, only it's going to have like an old-fashioned either typewriter or keyboard. And you know how like all the old cop shows, they had what they called the murder board in the background with pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
He's going to put a murder board in the background, and every time it's going to have like an X over whatever cryptid, and then the next one for the next book is going to be on the murder board. It's going to constantly change with each book.
That's impressive.
So it's going to look like systematically he's hunting down these cryptids. There's an X on that, X on the last one, and the new one's up there.
Well, DA, what do I have to do to begin doing the voiceover work?
For the book, well, I've got to get it written first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to do for others as well. But
Oh, you want to do some of the other books?
you know what? If you need them done, I can
I've got.
volunteer, and if you like it, you take it. If you don't, I move on. So,
Well, you'd have to set up an ACX account.
huh?
ACX.
Just kidding. Yes.
You'd have to set up an ACX account and set it up as a narrator, and then I would be able to have you upload them and record them. You would need you've got a good quality mic and headset,
Finally.
but you'd need something that would you have to be able to eliminate a lot of background noise, or Amazon will reject it, and they are very, very tight on their tolerances.
Oh, of course. I mean, right now, of course, you hear the AC unit on in the background just because I have it on, because it's still a tad warm. Oh, it's only 61 degrees and I have the AC unit on? That's embarrassing.
It's that warm-blooded Latin blood of yours.
Sure. You know, I had that in me. Well, folks, sorry, DA. I know you were going to say something right there. But, folks, I got rid of it, the entire beard, and what little hair there was on around me. I didn't go completely bald. There is life behind me. But I need your opinions.
I think it looks good.
Thank you, DA. Is it good? Should I actually color that in, or do I leave it? Folks, as I understand, this is the Van Dyke. The goatee, as many people will call this, it's not a goatee. A goatee is just this on the chin. That's what a goatee is. This is the Van Dyke. And in the Latin world, this is referred to as the candado, or the lock. If you think about it, candado, which is literally lock. So if you think about it, it's a lock. And
candado, I like that.
Yeah, candado. It's lock. That's what it's called in Spanish. Because you wouldn't say El Van Dyke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It just doesn't translate very well.
It's like the Spanish have a different word for everything.
¿Me hace favor? ¿Me puede acordar el estilo de Van Dyke?
Yeah, it just doesn't it doesn't sound as good.
I can imagine just telling the lady, no. I don't want the crew cut. I don't want the crew top, the crew cut top. The guy, Van Dyke. El muchacho.
A spade beard.
A spade beard, yeah. I told her that I wanted everything gone. And the young lady suggested, well, you want to keep something like, hey, you know what? I'll stick with the Van Dyke. And she said, candado? I'm like, yeah, that one. My new barber's pushing me around. I just noticed it does look odd because I do have some color here. And then it's kind of like.
I think it looks distinguished.
Yes. Well, next time I have to board a submarine, I should be ready to go.
Do your Sean Connery.
Well, I don't have a Sean Connery like yours. Mine is very. Hey, Ryan, remember, be careful what you shoot at in here. Some things just don't react too well to bullets.
Yeah, like me.
That's a great line, man. It is so funny. I don't know if any of you saw. You see now, the tangents have begun. It started with the Van Dyke. So I'd love to hear your comments, whether I should go back to the full beard, get rid of the beard, get rid of this Van Dyke. I would like to know. So I'd like to hear it. But in The Hunt for Red October, you have not lived till you see that scene following that, where he says, be careful what you shoot at. And then Ryan's like, okay. And then he kind of like edges out, and the camera pulls back, and you see the missile bay of the 26
row upon
missiles.
row of missiles.
And I remember the first time I saw it, you could hear the entire audience say, sheesh. It was a great view. I was in the theater when I saw it, and I remember just like, I was caught up in that moment. It was really a well-done scene. The pullback of the missile bay. It doesn't do it justice on a regular television set, but if you have a 50, 60, 70 inch, I imagine you get some of it there.
I saw it in the theater, and I was like, whoo.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
Today we sail into history.
Yes, I want to thank Brian Judd, who's watching us on Twitch. Thank you. He's now following us. And I got to go back to the notice because I want to get it right. I didn't get the full name, so forgive me on this one. I'm going to try to get back to it right now. Oh, where is it? I just had a notice that came over. So forgive me, folks. I just wanted to give him proper credit because he's now following us. But as usual, we're slow on everything. What a shock! Oh, is it right here on? No, it's not Roger Jedi. Oh, it must be Roger at NDB Media.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Brian Judd, 1970. Thank you, Brian.
1970. Well, if it's anything like mine, he's my age then. Because I always put D. Roberts 1970. That was my primary email for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never used my date of birth, 1969. I never used it. But great year, 1969. Actually, I was born a few months before the moon landing, and I was born a few months before Star Trek went off air, the original series. Tiny bit of trivia. My oldest daughter was born a few months before the Next Generation went off air. Kind of cool. Kind of neat little connection there. Kind of neat. Didn't know. Just happened. I guess there were good things going on in the Noriega family when Star Trek's on air. Sorry, being foolish. Dee and I were talking about that we're going to go over the video again one more time because of all the images. And then we were going to get back into some of the cryptids. But DA mentioned a special cryptid. Which, forgive me, they all are special. And I'm not being sarcastic. You know what I mean. But you mentioned it because I was telling, well, we kind of did a little bit of Central Asian cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, let's go to the subcontinent. And there really isn't that much to find in the subcontinent. And DA said, au contraire, mon capitaine, we have the caterpillar drive. And you had a specific cryptid, did you not?
Yes. And I'm not 100% sure if it's not more folklore than cryptid, but there are still people that claim to have spotted them in the jungles of India, and it's called a Rakshasa. Let me go to the description. The Rakshasa is a supernatural being in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Rakshasas are also called man-eaters, Nri-chakshas, Kravyads. A female Rakshasa is known as a Rakshasi. A female Rakshasi in human form is a Rakshasa. But they from the images and things I've read, they tend to appear as like a humanoid tiger. And but they're shapeshifters. And they would lure people away and eat them. They preyed on humans and unwary travelers. But the legend is really neat. In fact, the first time I ever heard of them, the Rakshasa, was when I was still very young, because they were featured in an episode of my favorite, and thus the hat, Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Oh, by the way, just very quickly, Jainism is an Indian religion.
Okay. I didn't know what it was. I was unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, followers of Jainism are called Jains, and is derived from the Sanskrit word Jina, referring to an old man or old saint. It's a trans-theistic religion. So there's a lot more to it, but you can look it up. I'm not going to get into it anymore.
Yeah, we don't really cover the religions. We just do the creatures.
Oh, we cover the religions when we see the image and we say, Holy Mary, Mother of... Just kidding.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, so that's it right there.
That's a Rakshasa.
Wow.
Tend to look like humanoid tigers.
Well, the tiger is a big deal.
Yeah,
it's very subcontinent,
and it was highly revered in the religions there as well.
And this is all the way, I would believe, even from the far corners of the Middle East, going over all the way into Siam, Cambodia, Vietnam, and all that. Elephants and tigers are significant images there.
Yeah, you see a lot of them in their religious iconography. Um, yeah, Rakshasas are in D&D too. Yeah, actually, that photo on the left there is from one of the D&D monster manuals. I recognize the image.
Wow, that's funny. That's crazy.
Well, D&D took a lot of mythology from all over the world and brought it in and made it more interactive. And I was able to learn a lot about things and was exposed to concepts because I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid to things I probably never would have read about. I can't see me being a farm kid from Missouri, from middle Missouri, reading a lot about Indian subcontinent. It just probably, other than Rudyard Kipling, it probably wouldn't have even entered my iconography. However, when because of Kolchak the Night Stalker, I already knew what a Rakshasa was, and playing D&D, I saw it again. I would go to the library back then. That was before the internet. I would go to the library and read the encyclopedias, and I would read books on subjects. So I read a wide variety of things I probably never would have read had I not played Dungeons and Dragons and had a really crazily inquisitive mind.
Yeah, when I was in high school, there was a elite clique. They didn't really let me play D&D with them, those stuck-up rat bastards.
You could have played with us. You'd have been right in the middle, man.
Yeah, well, the one problem was that I actually lived at school. I was at a boarding school for my high school.
Oh, okay.
And it was, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my time there, but the one group I could not get into. I actually did finally get into one after begging and begging. And our mission was we were going to go into Afghanistan, and we were supposed to get out a helicopter. I remember that. And I just annoyed everyone because I was aggressive in my gameplay. And if there was a shot to take, let's go, baby. And I had that where I would score lots of hits. I was the sniper with the machine gun that would score hits. It was funny because it's like on every shot I would take, I would score a great deal. But when it came to defensive prowess, I don't think I was that good for some reason when it came to the rolling of the die. But offensively, oh yeah. And I forget what I was using, but and I think it was the Dragon helicopter.
Nice.
And I remember one of the last moments of it because I forget what happened. We weren't actually able to finish it, but I remember we were on a bluff, and I guess it was this convoy, and it just annoyed me to no end because the convoy, there was like one tank in the convoy, and they were all like open carriage trucks. I'm like, hey, fresh meat, baby. And they're like, well, we want to reveal our position. If they're dead, it's not going to matter. So they're like, okay, well, we can't stop them. And I just started mowing them down. And as I was mowing them down, all of a sudden, over the other hill came the helicopter. And it was coming towards us. We're like, oh, crap. And I forget what happened, but I guess.
Did you turn around, aim at the helicopter, and scream Wolverines?
I should have. We got 2 more likes, folks. This is a true story. I want to give her a shout out. It's Jessica Letterman Hazelwood.
Mm-hmm. I know Jessie. She's a nurse here in Springfield. And this is Nurse Appreciation Week, so we appreciate you, Jessie. Miss you guys.
Hell yeah. And then, of course, we have the man, the myth, the one who is Robert Miller.
Codename Sentinel.
Oh, that is his code name?
Yes.
And what did I get? Yellow Belly.
You also got
actually
1040 easy.
That one carried over to another universe. Wow. I heard the guys on All Tower Media. I don't know if they were moaning about it, whining about it, or just complimenting me, but I don't know why, folks. And I'm eternally grateful. We do get a lot of likes on the Nightmare Hunter.
Well, speaking of the guys from All Tower Media and role-playing games, if you guys will follow us on our social media, in early June, Josh Jones from All Tower Media is going to be putting together an online Star Trek role-playing game experience. Well, it's going to be for an Akira class starship called the Ryzen, and Roger is playing. Roger will be playing the captain of the ship, and I will be the XO, and we'll have other players as well. Matt Roper and Adam will be playing. I don't know if there'll be anybody else, but there may be others. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do that, and we'll actually role play live on a stream, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and you guys can always put in input, and if somebody wants to jump in, maybe Josh will have extra characters. I don't know, but watch for that. We'll make more announcements of that as June gets closer.
Now remember, there's already a little bit of backstory to this, which is really funny. I was stunned that Josh mentioned, and I guess I'm the older one, so I was given the rank of captain, which I really thought it was DA, and I profusely and perfunctorily passed it off to DA. And
I can do a pretty good Picard. Make it so.
Yes. I actually have his gestures down. It's not all that hard. I've got his gestures. But
I'd have to wear a long sleeve to do the Riker maneuver where you grab the ends of your sleeves and pull it out.
Oh, yes.
He did that all the time.
I used to stand like Riker. I caught myself doing that. I saw him in one episode, the way he would stand at an angle. But he described in a video, and yes, another tangent, that the reason why he stood that way is because he had back problems. And he just did
I fully understand that.
Yeah.
But I won't be swinging my leg over the back of this chair like he did in most chairs in Next Gen.
Well, you know why he did that?
I'd have to be an Olympic jumper to get over this one.
He did a video on that too where, he said, how can I be a total dick about this? What will be Riker's dick move? And Riker's dick move would be swinging a leg over a chair.
I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was a good bit.
Yes, that's why he mounted chairs from the back too, because of his back. Yes. But there's some video out there when he describes why he did it the way he did, which is absolutely amusing.
Frakes is hilarious. He's a good actor.
We've been fortunate. We've actually interviewed him twice.
Really?
Yeah, on NDB
that would
Media.
be really cool. I wonder if you could get him back on.
You know what? We just have to ask. Folks,
the worst he can do is say no. It's not like he's going to drive to your house and punch you in the mouth.
So anyway, I don't want to talk about any restraining orders or anything, but right now, like he would fear me. Yeah. But anyway.
You are El Guapo.
Yeah.
He's only number one. You are El Guapo.
Dr. Oh my gosh, I can now forget his name, but the one from Enterprise.
Dr. Phlox?
Dr. Phlox, yes. John Billingsley has been on our program 3 times. He's been a blast. If you want to look him up, look up blogtalkradio.com/NDB Media, and you should look up John Billingsley. Each time he was on, it was an hour and a half.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we could get one of them to play the Star Trek game with us? That would be so freaking cool. Playing Star Trek with one of the actors from Star Trek. That would just be mind-blowingly cool.
That would be the ultimate.
I would step down from XO to let Jonathan Frakes have the XO position.
Shit, I would step down from everything. Oh, but going along those stories, folks, when I made captain because of Josh, thank you, and only because of Josh, I was like, wow, but I deferred to DA, being that he's the big guy on campus. And they didn't do anything about it for a few minutes. And then later on, they were like, well, DA could be captain. And I had pushed it a little bit by saying, I would gladly defer to DA. And then when DA himself said, oh, no, I would be better as a number 1, but I could do captain. And I think I said something to the effect of, no, we're okay. We can stay where we are.
Josh, if he gets Frakes, I'll GM.
I would have to ask someone else. His name is Mark B. Lee. For those of you that know the universe in NDB Media, he's been associated with us for many years. He actually bagged many of our guests as well. There's no doubt about it. Richard Ratty, he went by the name of Shadow. He booked many of our guests. And
those are some freaking cool guests, I can tell you, Bubba.
The ones that he booked, it was just unreal. And when Richard developed cancer, he died rather quickly. in an homage or respect to Richard to show everyone how many guests NDB Media went silent for 1 year. I'm not talking about not doing any programs. We did not have any guests on for 1 year because it was him that did it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh
Well,
during
not at
your
all.
somber moment. Josh
Oh, no,
did
no,
that.
it's
And
okay. No,
I would totally GM for Will Wheaton.
aren't they playing a DMD game near the very end of the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, and actually, Will Wheaton's got his own podcast where they play games on it all the time.
Yes. Yes.
I've caught a few episodes. It's pretty interesting. He's a funny guy. I mean,
Genuinely.
he just doesn't take himself seriously, and that pisses a lot of people off.
I don't take myself seriously, but I have a fragile ego that I can have issues from time to time. But I don't think I come across as too prickly. Though I did have one of my tax managers out of state. I guess I was in a mood. I don't know what was going on. I'm not going to say that he had many years of experience, but he asked me a question, and I'm like, I can't believe you're asking me this question. And it was going on and on and on, and I guess I was being sarcastic, where he says, I love you, my brother, but F you. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I was getting under his skin.
Josh, if he can get anybody from Star Trek, I'll run it. I will totally do that. It'd be a chance for me to tell a story with a Star Trek actor. That would just be freaking awesome. I could totally do it.
I don't know how I would broach that, but if we can get them to come back, look, John Billingsley would be my first one.
He'd probably do it.
He's been on 3 times.
I've seen interviews with him. He seems like the kind of guy to go, hey, that sounds like fun.
I don't know if you've ever seen him on. Actually, DA, if and when we get this convention going, I am going to reach out to Mr. Billingsley, and I'm going to see if we can book him. I'm going to try to get him to go to the convention because he's been in several horror flicks, sci-fi flicks. He's been in on that HBO program of the vampires.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which one it was, and I believe he had coitus with the tree.
Is that really getting a Woody?
Oh no, he did it with the tree.
Hope he didn't get splinters.
I don't know, but I've seen parts of that episode, and when it gets close, so
Josh says STA is easy to run. Josh, I've been running role-playing games since about 1983. I think I can handle it. I'll get it. DA, what character from Ragnarok would Billingsley play?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that's a good question. But knowing the way he is and the type of characters he tends to play, Lieutenant Murdoch. I can see him playing the lieutenant. The take no shit lieutenant I totally think he could pull off the lieutenant.
Lieutenant Murdoch. Wow. That is cool. Let me tell you, he's a fun soul. I've met him in person, and he's been on our program 3 times. And I reached out to him, I think it was late in 2019 or 2020, and things started happening, so we weren't able to get him on for this next time. But he reached out to me on LinkedIn, which I thought was really kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him the way I did before. He's really a great guy because the way it works with him is he tells me either yes or no right away because of what he's working on, and then he'll say, Raj, it's not going to happen right now. We'll do it another time. This last time that he actually said yes, and I couldn't accommodate him. Dumbass. What a dumbass. He wanted to be on the program like fast, and I was not able to accommodate him for what was going on at the time. I was teaching the tax class, all this. Oh, my God. I had no time.
We'll move shit around if we need to.
Look, had I told anyone that he would have been on, I would have had 10 hosts that would have gladly said, oh, Raj, no problem.
Yeah, I'll take it for you.
Yeah, no problem. And
Hey Josh, I just thought of something. You asked what character would Billingsley play in Ragnarok. I thought of another character, Maddie, the retired doctor, Betty
but
White.
that's female. Oh, okay, yes.
Betty White, Maddie, the retired doctor. She's a spitfire. I
Do
think
you
Betty White
know-
would be awesome.
Do you know the image that I had of Maddie
Who's that?
was Joan Cleaver?
I
Just
can see that.
image.
Yeah.
Just the image. That's
Wasn't her name Barbara Billingsley? Is she related to him?
no. It could have been Billingsley, but she's not related.
I'm like 99% sure.
Okay.
Barbara Billingsley.
Okay, Barbara Billingsley is his wife. That wasn't Joan Cleaver. No way.
Yeah, she was the mom on Leave It to Beaver.
John Billingsley's wife?
I don't know if that's his wife.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Barbara
think so.
Billingsley, born Barbara Lillian Combs, December 12th, 1915 through October 16, 2010, was an American film actress, television voice, and stage actress. She began her career with uncredited roles in Three Guys Named Mike, The
did
Bad
she
and the
pass
Beautiful,
away?
and Invaders from Mars in 2010, and was featured in the
no, his wife is still
1957 movie The Careless Years opposite Natalie Trundy. Might be his mother. Billingsley gained prominence in her best-known role as June Cleaver, the mother from the television series Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, and its sequel, The New Leave It to Beaver, 1983 through 1989. She appeared as the Jive Lady in Airplane
Oh,
before
my
her
God.
final role as Aunt Martha in the 1997 film version of Leave It to Beaver.
Her jive scene. Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
I speak a little jive.
You know,
That's a funny movie. It probably wouldn't fare well today, but
well, as a matter of fact, I played that yesterday for some clients that were over on that scene. And the only thing that they could say was they did not know who it was. And I had forgotten that was Joan Cleaver. I'm like, you guys have to understand in 1979, this is Joan Cleaver, man. And she's doing a jive scene. And she is so funny in that. Oh, my goodness. Unfortunately, you probably can't do that today. No. That scene could probably not be done today.
I don't know. Oh, she apparently did have two sons, but it doesn't say who they are.
That's interesting. It's terribly interesting. Yeah, I got to tell you that John Billingsley himself, he is. Oh, his wife's name is Bonita. I forgot about that. Yeah. So he is an incredible amount of fun. If you guys want to just get a kick out of his interviews, even John mentioned it the second time around, and when he met me, that the first interview, it is painful for the.
He's
first
only 10 years
30
older than me.
Yeah, he's still a young man.
Yeah, he's only 60.
Yeah,
He's a Gemini too. He's born May 20th. I was born June 1st. So
yeah, he's close. He's great, folks.
I can't find anything that says he's related to Barbara Billingsley, but it was kind of a neat coincidence.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry, set me off on a tangent.
No. Yeah, that's what we do here. It's all right. So anyway, he's fun. He's cool. He really is. And what's crazy is that. Well, okay, no, forget. I'm not going to mention that. I'm going to say he's a great soul, and I would love for him to be on. Todd Hunter, thank you for the likes.
Thank you, Todd.
So we're up to 9. DA, I'm hurting for a hit right now. I'm going
Get just some coffee.
It's right behind me. It's going to take about a minute and a half. Forgive me, folks. The mic will probably be on, so you might hear a sound of dispensing water. That's the Keurig.
Or of Roger cursing in Spanish. That might happen as well.
Fair enough.
Well,
I might take the air off now. Oh, look! My zombie weapon!
It's probably not sharp. It's a prop.
Big Dream shows up.
Oh, awesome. It would be cool to have that unboxed.
Glamdring.
Glamdring the faux hammer. This is a cryptid image I found. That's from the North American Dogman Project website. But I think it's kind of neat. It's got a Bigfoot, a Mongolian death worm,
Okay, which one should I use?
uh,
Don't touch me.
Mothman, Chupacabra, and a Dogman. Kind of a neat image.
No.
I think Roger's deciding what he's going to do. There he is.
Grissom, it's Subspace Coded Channel 98.8. Starfleet Command, this is USS Grissom on Subspace Coded Channel 98.8.
Now he's quoting movie lines. I think that's Star Trek 3? Yeah, 3. That's 3. No, Grissom was destroyed in Star Trek 2.
Come to Papa. Come on, baby.
No, I think it was right. Star Trek 3. Yeah, now that I think about it. Because I think the Grissom was a science vessel assigned to study the new formation of the Genesis planet. And that's the ship that Klingon ship Krug destroyed. The Klingon ship that Kirk would later steal to go back in time for Star Trek 4.
Oh.
I don't know what he's doing, folks. So, anybody got any questions? Say, may need something stronger than other than coffee. Well, I can't help him because I can't help him because I don't know what he's got to drink there. But at least I've got some Bushmills and some water to fall back on. I'm almost out of coffee, which is kind of a shame, but it's good Black Rifle coffee. Oh, Roger's got the cup. Don't touch me, peasant. You have to drink that with your pinky sticking out. Roger, you have to drink out of that cup with your pinky fully extended.
It's a heavy cup.
When are you going to do a story with the tiger cryptid you talked about earlier? Oh, the Rakshasa.
We did. Just kidding.
Well, there were tiger-type cryptids, cat-like cryptids in the most recent Wild Hunt book, but I do have plans for using the Rakshasa at some point in the not-so-distant future.
This is a heavy cup, guys.
Josh says he would like to try Black Rifle coffee. I definitely recommend it, but figure out what kind of coffee you like because they have a bunch of different blends. I tend to run toward the dark roast. My favorite is called Murdered Out. And it's very, very, very dark coffee. And I like the darker blends. Todd Hunter says, why the hating on Jameson in the books? Because my grandfather said Jameson was the shite we sell to tourists. And he said, if you're going to drink whiskey, drink Bushmills. So that's just the way I've felt all my life. And I always give Jameson crap. And I have a story about that's kind of long in the telling, so I won't go into it here. But I got free drinks in an Irish bar, because I told them I didn't drink tourist whiskey, and ordered Bushmills when the Jameson was on special. So Jameson's not bad. I mean, I knock on it. It'll do the trick. But I prefer a more smoky, peaty flavor and less of the sweet. And Jameson's just a little too sweet for me. Yeah, even in my scotches, when I drink a scotch, I prefer that smoky, peaty flavor to it. I don't like the sweeter, spicier scotches. It's just personal taste, I guess. That's why I think Bushmills Black is my favorite of the Bushmills, but I like all of the Bushmills I've tried. The Bushmills Green Label was not my favorite, but it was still a good whiskey. There's a couple of Irish whiskeys that are tough to get here in the States. One's called Kilbeggins, and it's very tough to get, and I really like that one. And there's another one called Tullamore Dew, and Tullamore Dew is a really good. It's an inexpensive one. It's like $20 for a bottle, and I like the Tullamore Dew because it's mellow enough to sip on its own, but it makes a damn fine old fashioned, and that's my favorite mixed drink. Josh Jones says, I like a medium to a dark blend. I prefer an Arabica or Kona. Colombian just has a strange taste to me.
That's what I'm having right now, Kona.
Just go to the Black Rifle Coffee Company website, which is blackriflecoffee.com, and look at their products. And they've got them broken down, whether it's mild, medium, dark roast, and just pick one you like. And there's if you've got a Keurig, They even have a variety box you can order, which has got about 10 different flavors in it and lets you try a bunch of them. And then you can decide which one you want. So they're also available for your little Keurigs if you want them. I don't do the Keurigs. I prefer the old fashioned style. I actually want to go backwards from what I've got. I've got a Mr. Coffee, just press the button and brew. But growing up, my dad, we bought him several of those over the years, and he refused to use them. He used an old-fashioned percolator. And looking back at it, my dad has always made better coffee than me. And I think it's because of those old percolator coffees. So I'm going to start looking at secondhand stores and maybe even online and see if I can find myself a percolator coffee maker and start making it with the better coffees like Black Rifle. I bet it's going to make an outstanding cup of coffee, because some of the best cups of coffee I've ever had in my life were made over the campfire in this old beat up metal percolator that we would set right on the coals. And I just like, I'm not really a coffee snob, but I do like a good strong cup of coffee.
I am a coffee snob. As a matter of fact, the official coffee of Sports Talk with the Guys, of all places, is Javalia coffee.
Javalia.
Yeah, Javalia.
It's all the rage at the yacht club.
Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys can see it right there to my left. There's Javalia. You should be able to recognize it. That's what we serve our clients, in addition to a few other brands.
That's where I need to put a coffee pot in here in the writing room.
You do. You need one. I have the Keurig over here. For those of you, you can see the stand where it's a little display where we have the coffee. And the clients, we have coffee, tea. We've gotten away from the chocolate. Hot chocolate. It doesn't work.
I don't really go for a lot of flavored coffees. I generally like my coffee just black. But I do once in a while get a flavored coffee because my wife likes them, and once in a while I'll get one of those caramel frappuccino things, the frozen ones. I'll get one of those once in a while with the wife, but it's like drinking a milkshake. It's not really coffee to me.
Right there, that's Jamaican coffee, and then you see the Javalia right next to it. The Jamaican was sent to me by Rosalind Brinson, who is the New York City manager for Jedi.tax. Sorry, I had to get it in there. I apologize. And she's really cool. And she knows everything that I do. DA has a knowledge of everything that I do. If you follow me, you'll know. I've been called a hustler. I've been called many things because I'm always hustling, I guess. And for me to have 4 jobs at one time is not a strange thing. In 2015, I worked for H&R Block. I had my business here. I drove for Uber and Lyft. I did NDB Media, and I worked for my current employer still.
Yeah, Roger doesn't like to sleep much. He doesn't like to sleep much. Todd Hunter says, I love Tullamore. Tullamore is fantastic. And if you like Tullamore, try Bushmills Black. It's a little more expensive than the Tullamore, but it's very, very smooth. It's got a nice smoky flavor to it. And it's aged in a sherry cask, so it's got just a hint of sweetness in the after notes. But the primary is that kind of bold, smoky flavor. And if you like the Tullamore, I think you'd like the Bushmills Black. Bushmills, just plain, regular, everyday Bushmills normal label. I'm not sure if you'd like that one quite so much because it's a little less subtle. It's a little more aggressive, but I like it too. But the Bushmills Black is my favorite of the Bushmills. Bushmills has been bottling in the same distillery since 1608. They are the oldest continually operating distillery on the planet. If anybody's gotten it right, I figure it's them.
Gentlemen, we have to do a program on liquor.
Hell
and
yeah.
we have to do one on coffee as well.
Oh, definitely.
So
I have tried. There's a coffee company here in Springfield. And they make a coffee called the Thin Blue Line, and it's
really?
Yeah. I've got a couple bags. Actually, I've got one bag left, and just a little bit of the other. I've been trying some of it, and it's really good coffee. In fact, I did a thing on my blog here not too long ago about it. Let me pull it up, and I'll put that in the chat room. People can check it out.
Yeah, and folks, please have no fear. We're going to return to cryptids, but this is what we do. You guys know this already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But this is a good program, and I humbly offer it to you. We'll get back to cryptids right now, but this is what we
Company is called Got Your Six Coffee, and I'm
got
posting
your
a link
six.
to my review in the page. And Got Your Six Coffee was founded, and they are big supporters of law enforcement and the military, and they have some really really good coffees. They don't have the variety of Black Rifle coffee, but they're also one of my favorites. They've got the one I did the review on is called Blue Line, and it's more your style, your style, Josh. It's more of a medium roast, like a mellow. My wife really liked it, and she doesn't normally like coffee. I like, and it was good. It was pretty good, a pretty good cup of coffee. But I like the bolder, stronger flavors. Um, so I'll be doing a review shortly on the next one that I've got.
We're gonna start, gentlemen, and we're gonna. I really would like to a dual brew podcast. Look, we can do a coffee one, and we can do one of liquor. We just have to be very careful about doing the liquor because we all have to have the same drink.
Mm-hmm. Have
That's
everybody
it.
taste it and try it.
Yeah, well, we'd be trying it on air, I think,
Yeah.
and we could start off very gingerly, very abstractly. We can start off with, regular beer,
Mm-hmm.
move on to flavored drinks, stuff like that, and then we can start getting into some of the liquors and stuff. And
Well,
it's just we need sponsors for that one.
yeah.
Definitely.
Well, Got Your Six has 4 dark roasts, and I've got the one that's called Cup of Joe, and that's one I'm going to review next. But the others are Super Swamper, which looks pretty good. It's original Sumatran, but it's a dark roast. Then they've got one. It's called KISS, the acronym Keep It Simple, Stupid.
Yeah.
Um,
What's
and that's another dark roast, and the other one's Compass Rose. That's their 4 darks. And I've got a bag of the Cup of Joe.
Oh.
I've got to try the other 3.
I
do
didn't
like a good
understand.
dark.
Yeah, sorry, DA. I didn't understand what he meant by ATM.
At the moment.
But I thought it was all Tower Media.
Oh, Altal. I guess that is Altar. I was thinking in like text speech.
Yes. Well, you guys know what the difference between ASAP and PDQ is, right? Okay.
Yeah, pretty darn quick.
Pretty damn quick, as a matter
Pretty
of
damn
fact.
quick.
And it actually originated in presidential circles, because, folks, I find it amusing when someone tells me I need this ASAP. I'm like,
As soon as possible.
Well, what I tell them is ASAP. That's the first thing I tell them as well. I need it as soon as possible. Well, okay. As soon as possible for me is exactly that. As soon as I decide to get off my lazy mother. Seriously, as soon as possible means as soon as possible.
Yes.
We actually adopted the phrase too. If you say as soon as possible, it means exactly what it is. And we did get another like. We're going to get to it right now. But we did adopt PDQ. And I was genuinely surprised that management was actually in on it. But we would even use on our radios, not cop radios, but we use the Seaworth network, which was akin to a radio network because our units would work out in the field. And when we used PDQ, it was understood as not ASAP, but pretty damn quick. And it originated with presidential stuff when, well, how soon do you need this? The president needs it pretty damn quick. And actually, most people understand pretty damn quick. It's like there's no, what pretty damn quick means.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, it's like the president needs it pretty damn quick. There's no need to translate it, and it's stuck in some places. And Gridiron Girl Sonia Robles has given us a like. Thank you, young lady.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, she's out here on the West Coast. And I think we were co-workers at one time, Sonia Robles and I, and she used that one on me once. I need that one PDQ. Once she learned what it was, she wasn't exactly in a position of authority, but let's just say the positions that we had, mine acquiesced to hers. So that's it. Did she tell me what to do? Every day of the week. But she was much smarter at it. See, if I would have been in the position, I would have said, you do this, I want this and that. No, she was pretty good about it. but her position was higher than mine. It wasn't a supervisorial position, but she was responsible for payroll for over 500 employees.
Nice.
And she would contact me to get a hold of the timekeepers that were ignoring her. How dare those bastards? But she contacted me because of my response. And my whole thing was, hey guys, the payroll clerks assure that we get paid. How hard is this? You don't F with the payroll clerks.
Exactly.
If they call you and tell you to do something, you shut up and do it. Because they know what they're doing. They don't always have time to explain. You just shut up and do it. And that was it. And I'd like to believe that that's the relationship that we had. She never told me that, but I always knew if she asked me for something, yeah, you just shut up and do it. So just shut up. JSU. JSU, just shut up. That would have been our tagline.
Yeah.
Do some hot food challenges. How would we do that? Will we do
everybody Uber Eats in same restaurant? About the only way we could pull it off.
Yeah. We do have to do a Hollywood Squares type thing.
Yeah, that night we had that all 9. That was funny. It didn't last long. We only had it for about 45 minutes to an hour, but we had 9 people in the square, and that was hilarious.
We have 9 or 10.
We had 9. We never made it to 10.
Okay.
9's the record.
Wow. All right, fair enough. Folks, we can even do Family Feud. We can't do 10 on 10 because you need a host, but you can do 3 on 3 or 4 on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Family Feud would work. And Cliff Zier, who was with NDB Media for many, many years, and he still is, he came up with BTR Feud. And it was programs challenging each other. We would just reach out to other programs, and they were in on it, man. It was fun. And I remember the first time we did it, we farted around, messed around, and whatever. But we played it to get the kinks. And what was really cool was other programs on Blog Talk Radio heard us, listened to that one, and they got it. So when it came time to playing, everyone was ready to go. I know Cliff was frustrated because it was an hour and a half of BS, but we worked out the kinks, and it was so cool. It was a lot of fun that we were able to do that. And BTR Feud was fun. It was a big deal because we challenged other programs. It was bragging rights. We could do that here. All Tower Media versus DA Ex Machina. You got the 2 hosts.
Depends on how sober Steve and I can stay.
Well, but that's the point. Both of you versus All Tower Media. That's the first one.
Okay.
And we'll see. Hey, folks, I do want to give a quick shout out, and I do apologize. This is part of the NDB Media Network, and I'm going to go there right now. A host, and when you look this gentleman up, not much else needs to be said. But on NDB Media today, one of our programs, Travel Itch Radio, it was at 5 p.m. And it was, okay, I'm going to put the link to it right here, right now. And let me talk about this real quick. The host is Jan Schlossberg. And if you look him up, it speaks for itself. This was an interview program on him. And check it out. I want to do this quick little description. It's only a 31-minute program. It's on our radio network. I humbly offer for you guys to go over and visit. Check it out. May 6th is not only the birthday of Willie Mays, but also the birthday of Dan Schlossberg, founder, host, and executive producer of Travel Itch Radio for the past 10 years. To mark the occasion, co-host Marilyn Nugent-Lee, Dan's longtime friend and colleague, will interview him about his 52-year career in journalism.
Awesome.
He is an award-winning writer, author, and broadcaster. Dan is the only American journalist who covers travel and baseball exclusively. The lifelong New Jersey resident and Syracuse University graduate has traveled the world, visited every major league ballpark, and won numerous awards for his work. Along the way, he founded the North American Travel Journalists Association, NATJA, spent 15 years as its president, and served as president of the Working Press Association of New Jersey and member of Mackey's Who's Who in the World. He also wrote 38 baseball books. We invite you to listen to this first of its kind career retrospective on Thursday, May 6th on iTunes, on Blog Talk Radio, on NDB Media. Check out the show. Also, it's on Travel Edge Radio, it's on Facebook, and it's also on iTunes. I rarely ever give play, but if you guys want to learn a little bit about the other part of the family, the radio family of this huge network, head on over for this episode. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And when you look up Dan Schlossberg, folks, he's on our network. I'm shocked every day. So we've got to bring him on, DA. We've got to bring him on to one of our programs.
That would be awesome.
So anyway, but it's all good in the hood, folks. Check it out. Sorry for a little bit of play right there, but yeah. Well, DA has the golden Rougarou right now. You've got the golden Rougarou?
I don't actually have it in my possession, but
what happened?
Roper hasn't brought it over yet.
How the hell is it that Wiley lost it?
I didn't lose it. It's never been in my possession.
Did you hear that? He acknowledged it. He's Wiley. He acknowledged it. Ándale, toma. That was a little bit of the Spanish in me. Forgive me. And that wasn't Castilian either. Oh my God! A few of our Spanish speakers might get a kick out of that one. I jumped out of the gate on that one. But it's all good, folks. One day, think about that. Once you look at Dan Schlossberg, who's on Bazinga, El Guapo got him. Maybe I did. We'll see. But thank you. We have yet another soul that is at the very beginning of his writing career. Dan Schlossberg has 52 years. DA next year will have 10. And boy, are we going to have a mother effing party for him. We've already set up the committee. And of course, 3 days after, people are like, so what's next? It's tax season, you dumb bastards. After May 17th, things are going to pick up. Oh, I did reach out to someone yesterday and today. You've known him. You've seen him. Michael Day. I did do the ask. Michael has done several conventions. And I asked him, I said, Michael, I would ask you to stay not on staff, but to be an advisor. Role for me. Yes. So I'm already getting people who have done this stuff to do that. But yes, Josh, look at that. Look at that. The end of 10 years is only the beginning. Folks, if you have any ideas on what you would like to see at this convention, if you have name recognition, if you have any suggestions on what we could call,
you're cutting out, Raj.
That's funny because I'm a hardwired line.
Yeah, but your image is froze and you're like fading in and out.
How about now?
Yeah, you're so badly broken. Your image changed, but it's froze again.
How about now?
I can kind of hear you, but your image still isn't moving.
All right, I'll be back.
Josh says he thinks it might be your internet. Unless I'm the one that's frozen. Don't seem to be on my end. Okay, Roger's out for the moment. There you are.
Yep,
that seems to have fixed it.
Okay. Well, I did see that. I guess it shot up to a wireless thing, but I don't know. I was a bit surprised because I'm not on wireless anymore. And ever since we made the move, being the dumb little bastard that I am, folks, as you know, we are looking to possibly purchase this property. So we haven't done a lot of work, as you can tell, based on the garage back here. But if we're able to purchase the property, things will happen. But right now, we couldn't drill a hole in the wall. So the cord actually is off to the very side of the door. And being the dumb pervert old bastard that I am, my assistant has to reach down and pull the cord up. I'm gonna wait till she figures it out.
Josh says that icon means the bad connection to the internet, wireless or not.
Okay, well, if obviously it was me, I don't know what happened. It may have reset. It was. I guess it gave me trouble for about a minute, but we are now on wire hard base. We even buried the line for a little way. Everyone was making fun of me, saying the cats are going to play with it. I'm like, they didn't even touch it, the little rat bastards. They had other stuff to chase. But it's been solid ever since we went to a complete. I think we're Cat 6 or Cat 7. It's the outdoor line, like it's the real expensive line. That's all weather, whatever. And it was about 200 feet of cable. So I made sure.
As long as it's connected.
Yeah, it seems to be. But all right, folks. Enough of that. I gave play. So, folks, there are other people on our network in addition to DA, as I mentioned, Dan Schlossberg. You guys need to look up Bob Niesoff as well, who wrote the book Spider Hole. Spider Hole. Spyder. And I can tell you that there may be a movie on that book. That's crazy. And
I would like to see that. It's a good book.
He is a host on blogtalkradio.com/NDB Media. His program is on Wednesday. And he does reviews on Broadway. And he also does reviews on travel as well.
Awesome.
And you guys should look it up, man, what this guy does. It's on the radio network, folks. This is a huge conglomeration of talent. And it's not me. It's everyone else. Folks, forgive me. I'm going to have to come up with a little script on this, but this is what the NDB Media Network really looks like. We're basically on two channels. We're on video and digital radio. On Monday night, we have Monday Night America, Andor the Nightmare Hunter. On Tuesday night, we have Fandom Access. On Wednesday, we have two programs. One is every other week, and the other one is weekly. You have Travel Talk Radio, and then you have, oh my goodness, the Rock and Roll Shrink. Look them up, folks. It's amazing. On Thursday, we have Travel Edge Radio. On Friday, it's actually a bit thin. Saturday, we have Sports Talk with the Guys. And then we have DAX Machina. And then on Sunday, we have Casey Shapiro, The Walking Dead. And at about right after that program is over, then you have Jedi Attacks Online. You have All Tower Media. You have a new program that's going to debut. And it starts up again. Folks, there's a lot of talent on this network, dare I say. And it's not me. I'm just a placeholder. I'm lucky. And
I would disagree. You are far too modest.
This is my thing. I am taking a hit on everything that I pay for the StreamYard, Blog Talk Radio, and everything. It helps to balance my other profitable enterprises. We'll leave it at that.
Uses it as a tax write-off.
I have no comment.
And that's why we love you, Raj. Hard to say. A computer could have derped. Something else connected could have spiked. Your speed is hard to say.
My speed is hard to say. Did you have to take that stuff by mouth years ago?
way too modest. So Josh agrees with me.
I'm lucky. I've been blessed my entire life. The people that I've had a chance to meet and speak with, folks, there are a lot of assholes out there that I've had to deal with.
I'm sorry, man. Sometimes I'm just that way.
Oh, I was supposed to jump up and defend your honor.
Ah.
DA, I apologize and missed it. Can we do it again, please?
No, I figure if I don't get called an asshole at least once a day, I'm doing something wrong.
Well, like I said, I'm sorry. I missed my spot. Can we do it again? You're not going to fall for it, huh? One time I got one person to repeat it 4 times. where they would say exactly what he said, and then I'm like, oh shit, you did it again. I wasn't ready. Can we do it again? I got one person to do it 4 times.
That's funny.
And on radio, too. Oh, my goodness. NDB Media hasn't seen the growth. I told you, in 12 years, we were about 114 likes. We're on our way to 600 likes on NDB Media.
Guys, I'm telling you, when the tide comes in, all ships should rise.
I can't swim.
It has been a pleasure working with everybody because it is not any one person. It has definitely been a group effort. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Are those socks?
Yeah. So I might have a Star Trek uniform. My sister Alma gave these to me for my birthday.
I found one on
They're a tad garish.
Amazon.
Yeah.
That I thought about if I can talk the wife into letting me get it, that I would get it for the game when we play.
I have to say, someone that we know, we will tow Roger in a dinghy with a life jacket. It's okay, we got you. Well, I appreciate that. I remember the time that all this stuff, Ragnarok Rising, I embarrassed DA. I said, hey, DA, if the shit does hit the fan, can you come out here and save me? And DA was like, yeah, no problem, Raj. I will cross Middle America to go and save you and pull your family out. And I was like, see that, schmoes? Don't do that for me. It's like, yeah. So my sisters gave me, actually I have 6 pairs of socks. And then the other pair of socks that Rose, the other older sister, it has Spock ears on it. You realize how garish that is? But I'm going to have to wear them. I will be wearing them the night that we're going to be doing this. Okay. Oh. Okay. Just got a message from a client. They were really cool. They allowed me to reschedule tonight.
I sent you something. I'm putting it in the chat as well.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's would be perfect for actually pretty much all of us who are going to be playing in that game because you can adjust the pips.
Oh, by the way, the first contact uniform was one of my favorite uniforms. Even though I do like the Voyager, the onesie. The Voyager uniform was good. It never changed over the 7 years. But the first contact uniform, the black vest with the gray top, that is a bitchin' uniform, dare I say. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have that for playing the game. And, of course, I would have to change the pips. But there's actually a thing on here, if I can find it again. It has the communicator pin and a bunch of pips. So it's got two different communicator pins, the Voyager one and the next gen one.
I like the Voyager one. My assistant is a little butthurt because I have to go get it. Forgive me, because you guys know I wear the Discovery pin. There it is. Would you go back up, DA? Oh, I have that one, the Section 31 pin, the one that you just passed, the black one and silver. That one,
nice.
I have that one. And then if you go back up, I love that one, the Voyager one.
Yeah,
that one is really cool.
This one, that's the DS9 one, is what it's called on here.
Yes, because you're correct. It did debut on DS9.
I'm trying to find the one. There's a set of pips.
The one over on the right, if you go up a little bit again, DA.
There's the Voyager one with pips.
Yeah. Okay, stop right there. Over to the right, folks. That one is from the movies, the J.J. Abrams verse movies.
Yeah.
That one on the right, which is not bad. But this is what Claudia gave me, so I'm going to have to go get it. I'll be right back. It's the Bluetooth one.
Nice. Yeah, I found one that actually had the 2 different styles of communicators and a bunch of pips with it. And, of course, I won't be able to find it now because I probably should have just ordered it when I found it. But there it is.
Yeah.
It comes with 2 different pins and a bunch of pips so you can adjust the rank. So I would like to get that and the uniform shirt.
By the way,
That
how
would
do
be
you,
freaking cool.
DA? I was gonna punk you when we play that episode. The ship, without giving anything else away. What is the name of the ship that we're on?
The Ryzen,
The
Rizon.
Ryzen. Okay, that's what I thought. I was gonna say something of like, bring the Ryzen around, and then I was gonna turn to you. And by the way, it's Ryzen, not rising as in cryptids and shit like that. I was gonna throw something at you. I said it's Ryzen.
Ryzen,
Not rising.
not Ryzen like Ragnarok Rising. It's
I
Ryzen.
was gonna do something like that. I was say, that's your only fault, first officer. You are in lullaby land. You believe of these folklore monsters and stuff, dude. We're not gonna run into any of that.
You know, I'm
here.
playing an Andorian, right?
You're
My character's going to be an Andorian.
Wow. Anyway, okay, fair enough. I have the Bluetooth one.
I've already got the white hair for it, so
that's pretty good. I do have this one, which is the Bluetooth one, and it if you hook it up to your phone, it works. And I'm going to see if I can turn it on right now.
Josh says DS9, the hollow rectangle would fit the game rather. Yeah, I would like to get that uniform top and those pins if I've got the money. We'll see if I've got it. Maybe I can convince somebody to get them for me for my birthday, since it's coming up soon.
Oh, did you guys hear that? The chirp?
That was very good. I like that.
There it is. So, folks, this is a Bluetooth communicator that is magnetic, so it goes on the uniform. And I haven't had it work yet because I'm a little embarrassed by it, because I can take the call right off my, I would be wearing it and it's a Bluetooth. So I haven't been able to hook it up just yet. It's a little difficult to say the least, but I wear the Delta Shield for Discovery, and people say, "Is that the Bluetooth one?" And then no, I reach over to my side pocket. I say, "No, this is the Bluetooth one." So I do take calls on this one every now and then, and I love punking the engineers at the Alhambra building when I go to work. And I will rarely ever have it on, but then I do forget it. And you hear the beep, beep from the Star Trek series. And some people will recognize it, like, oh, crap. And it was a friendly audience, so I brought it out of its holster, and it went again, beep, beep. And then you could hear the famous chirp. I'm like, this is Roger, go ahead.
That's
They
funny.
lost their shit. Actually, there it is. I'm going to turn it on. There it is. It's on. Check it out, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little kid. I just love this. And it works like a Bluetooth. So whatever Siri can do, this can do. Oh, you rat. I was like, I didn't know it could make that sound. But yes.
This one makes multiple sounds.
Yeah, I think the batteries are going on it. Yeah, they are. The batteries are going. So I'm going to... That's pretty good. Yeah, I did turn it off right now. So people at work were surprised because I wear the badge and I have the communicator on my belt. I know you guys can't really see it. Forgive me. But there, you see it? See it? There it is. It's on my belt, and I wear it everywhere I go.
I want one of those. Those are really neat.
This is the Bluetooth one, so yeah.
Oh, I would want the Bluetooth one, definitely.
Because I believe.
And I'm enough of a schmuck. I'd use it all the time. Like,
I do. I'm out in public. I mean, it's kind of rude to have a lot, conversation and stuff, but I've done it where I've been in line and you hear the boop, boop, and it's like, and people recognize it. And I'll just like, this is Roger. I told you never to call me here. Remember from Star Trek 4? Yeah. Where he's whipped it out. He says, I told you never to call me here. And there are just enough people that I can see their mouths drop because they're real Star Trek fans. And they're like, that son of a... So it is a bit beat up because I've had it for like 3-4 years, but I don't regret it. And it's
where did you get that at?
I think I purchased it off Amazon. It's available. It's the Bluetooth. It was $149. I believe it's $129 now. But who knows? Maybe we'll raffle one off at the convention. I don't know. Let's see. But folks, we are talking about the convention moving forward. We are going to be looking for volunteers, but the way it's going to work is you're going to have to charge. We're going to charge money to get into the convention, but if you're willing to volunteer, there will be a way for you to earn time to get into the convention for free. That's the way it's going to work. I do know of those volunteer programs, so we are looking forward to doing something like that. If you're interested in volunteering, once we have the list, we'll be moving forward. But I've begun to set up the timeline tentatively. When the committee meets for the first time in late May, I'm going to invite everyone to be there, and some of them are here now. We're going to be working on the name, we're going to be working on the time, and we're going to be working on not what the captain wants, but what DA wants. So we don't know if it's going to be 3 days, 4 days, just fucking with you, or if it's going to be just a weekend. Did you see his face?
Roger, not only are those communicators still available, they also have Bluetooth next-gen badges.
That's the one that I have.
Oh, you've got it? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I was mentioning. No.
Okay.
This is the one that I was talking about that you heard the little...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
I would like to have both of those. I'm just a big freaking nerd.
How much is this one? The next generation one?
I'm showing one for $59.99.
Wow,
it was $99. It's on sale.
Oh,
and
that means she spent some money on this.
Yeah, and the
damn you, Claudia.
The old school one apparently is out of stock.
It'll come back because that's fairly popular. Cryptid Con. Okay, there it is. There's a name.
There's already one called that. It's already been used.
There's a name. But look at that. DA, we haven't even met, and there's the first suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
There may be one that already has it. Who gives a rat's ass? That's the commencement right there, baby. At that moment.
That's a great commencement.
Hell yeah.
But if somebody's trademarked it, we could get our butts sued. So we've got to be careful on what name we choose because some of them have been trademarked.
Of course. Yeah, I doubt DA-verse stuff. And also what we're going to be determining as a con is what's going to be available to us, where we're going to be able to meet, for how many days, what do we want to do. The con may be an all-day event on Saturday, but maybe on Sunday there may be field trips. You never know. Visiting the sites of the Ragnarok Rising, the Apex Predator, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a pretty broad area. Yeah, those don't take place that close together. Some of those would take us. Well, the ones down by Eminence, Missouri, would take us a better part of 2.5 to 3 hours to get to.
Of course, but there are stuff in your town that will function.
Lots of locations from Ragnarok, and then a lot of the Apex and Lakeview Mans are stuff's like 30 minutes from here. But some of the books take us pretty far away. Especially the most recent one, take us to Argentina.
Right. Now, look, I think
or Minnesota.
Are specific to avoid overlap. I believe the committee is meeting. I believe they are. Folks.
Well, not everybody's here. I know Nick Valente wants to be
There's
involved.
A lot of people that are not here. So, look. But
Nick is going to be on the show on Saturday. We could do it Saturday. We could do live discuss it after we talk about cryptids for a little bit. If you can join us, Nick would be on board.
Because next weekend, I'm El Scrudo. Saturday actually is doable. But here's the funny thing, folks. Today I had 2 appointments, which was okay. But Friday, up to 2 days ago, I had 1 appointment scheduled. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm trying to say is, on Saturday, I have 1 appointment at 12:30. I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to start filling up. But I am near the end of the season, and on Sunday I have 3 appointments. But one of them, mother of God, it's like 4 amendments. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm correcting things for my clients. Anyway. I kid, of course, because I'm being stupid. But yeah, sorry, I had to get back to the page right now. I'll be on there for the latter half Saturday. Now, Josh, you did mention something about that you were going to be doing something on a night that Jedi.tax is scheduled. Are you effing kidding me? You think I won't preempt it? You think I will not dump the episode for a chance to be a captain? Are you effing kidding me? But I will tell you now that I am a believer in team stuff. I've done it, even though I kind of screw with the staff here. It's hilarious because my assistant did tell me the other day, you know, Roger, I love working with you. And I was sitting back in the chair and I'm like, 4. Not with, 4. And then when she told me that, the first thing I said, she goes, Roger, I love working with you. What the hell? Do you think you're one of my preparers now? Because all those dumb bastards think they work with me. 4. This is the most stuck up I've been. And I kid around with them because I love them all. And they have not said that, okay? They have never said they work with me. They always say they work for me. So I'm the jerk that's making a joke out of it. They
Still,
have
it's
never
funny.
said, yeah, that's why I'm trying to be funny about it. All my preparers, and I shouldn't say it that way, but those that work for me, they've said they work for me. But I love saying it the other way. That's why when she said, oh, Roger, I love working with you. How do you think you're a preparer now? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've been having a blast building this empire. And it's really awesome. I'm sorry to say.
You've done a lot of work, man.
It's starting to get big. And I'm
Josh
not talking about this empire either.
Josh says, I like DraugurCon. That's my vote. Draugur's a good reference to the Norse undead, but some people wouldn't get it, especially if they haven't read the Ragnarok books. I think we need something that'll get the attention of people that may not have have read the Ragnarok books, even though this is because of the 10th anniversary of Ragnarok. There are going to be people that would be attracted simply because of the other books. I know Robert and I were talking to a lady in one of the groups who was hesitant to read the Ragnarok books, even though she liked the other books because she didn't care for zombies. Excuse me. And she's tried the first Ragnarok book and loved it. So there's some people that just aren't familiar with the Ragnarok book. So I think it doesn't need to be Ragnarok specific in a title, but I do like that title. DraugurCon is pretty cool. He says, hey man, LOL, I don't want to step on a Jedi's toes. It doesn't end well. You get the Sith kicked out of you.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. We're always fighting the evil empire. That's all I can say.
I thought you were the evil empire there, Palpatine.
I have no comment. But I do have Palpatine's sword. You guys have seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, when my daughter got me that one. Actually, I apologize. The first sword that they got me, and my daughter and my wife were talking about it several years ago. And they said, which sword are you going to get him? And of course, they said, oh, no one else but Mace Windu. Folks, think about that. Think of all the Jedis out there, and think of everyone. And which one did they get? They went after Mace Windu's. Like, wow. That was neat. That was awesome.
So what does that make you, Darth Vato?
Darth Vato. It makes me Shank Vato. Or Shaft Vato.
There you
Shaft Vato. Oh my goodness. But yes, you've seen the purple lightsaber. And now Jimo and I have a lightsaber collection. We have like 6 of them now. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Oh, good God.
We're bad about that.
It's usually when it's a good post.
Yeah. We're like, get it up there. Click, click. I'm not a fan of zombies, but I'm through book 5 on Ragnarok now. Your writing is so solid and compelling no matter what the subject. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. The Ragnaroks were my first series. And I like to think I've evolved somewhat since then. So if those seem a little rougher to you, just bear in mind, those were the first ones I wrote.
Okay, DA. You have evolved?
Yeah, my writing style.
Your universe, that means you're a zombie.
Zombies don't evolve. They're dead.
They were alive. They evolved.
No, they devolved.
All right, yeah, that's right. The minute I said, I'm like, oh,
unless you're referring to
stupid, let it go.
unless you're talking, you walking, evolving from a shambler into a stalker. That could happen.
Oh, yes. So you're on book 5. You see, when he says book 5, I said, "Well, you're done then." I said, "Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
The new numbering system.
I am the pre-Lucas reader."
If he's in book 5, he's already seen the stalkers.
Yeah, those are mean.
I've had the most comments of all the undead types that I bring into the books. The stalkers are the ones that freak people out the most.
They do, and I believe it was also in that book, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling for some, but damn you. Team Roberts Convention, join the Wild Hunt. Oh, mother of mercy.
That's not bad. Todd Hunter says they are nasty. Yes, they are. I would love to do a convention and get somebody who's really good at cosplay and do a full stalker cosplay and have them walking around the convention directing people to the booth. I've thought if things got progressed to the point where I could afford to do some of the bigger conventions, hiring a couple of people to just come dressed as characters from the books.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't you going to be dressed as Wiley Grant?
Well, you seem to insist on it, but all I got to do is that.
You are Wiley Grant in the pictures.
I'm the writer, man. If we made those into movies, I would have to find somebody that looks good with a bald head and that can pull it off. But I never really even envisioned myself as Wiley when I created the character. I know everybody does. Even my wife says Wiley's me, but I don't know. Well, if Wiley were alive, I know one thing: he would probably come to my house and shoot me for all the crap I put him through. But
oh yeah, we did talk about that in one of the interviews, because there was a book I didn't like. I don't know if it was the third book or the fourth book, when you really when you have to deal with those a-holes, not far from the Wildmen,
the Freeman.
Oh, I hated those bastards. They're SOBs. But Todd, you're talking about they're being nasty, and we're back to the stalkers. The stalkers are mean SOBs, but I
can see that. I could see Vin Diesel pulling that off.
Yeah, I could too. The other image is in that's in the third book, right, DA? The stalkers.
Yeah. The stalkers show up no, they show up in.
Oh, again, yeah, you've rewritten George.
With the modern 10-book series as opposed to the original 5. Well, it's an evolving series, and I haven't fully convinced myself that I'm done walking those trails. There may be stories in that universe yet. Part of me will always be walking those paths with Wiley, and it's going to happen again. I know it.
So that makes you a sadist?
Yeah. Oh, screw it. Anybody want to hear something that hasn't been done on the air before? What do you guys think?
I'm in.
Well, while I'm finding it, let's see what everybody else says. If they're interested in hearing just a little bit.
Of course they're in. But the other thing that got me in that same book was the fact that the undead, or the dead, whatever the zombies, could be in the lake as well.
Yep, they certainly could.
That got on my nerve. That got under my skin. That proverbially. There you go. Todd says yes. Royer says I'm in. Josh says Wiley and Spec Force Secret Love Child grown up becomes sheriff. Well, okay, that might be a time causality loop, but now we have to bring Infinite Black back in to make sure that could happen. But folks, if you haven't read Infinite Black, you'll understand how the universes could be connected.
Well, I'll just give you a peek at this.
I can't stand anymore. I physically cannot stand for the condition that I'm in right now.
Okay, and let's pull that off there, and I will read just a little bit of it. This has been a side project I've been working on for a bit.
Josh says, you started on what? The Love Child?
I don't know if I should read this. This is something I made up. It's a poem at the beginning. No, screw it. I'll read it. When the Bifrost has been opened and the ancient paths return, when Jotun and man are kinsmen and the fire no longer burns, a warrior will rise from the ashes like a dragon reborn anew to return what has been taken and avenge the chosen few. The old gods will spring eternal, and with them comes the one who will unite all our people beneath the golden sun. From the prophecy of the return. The introduction. From the Journal of Chronicler of the Ragnarok Rising Saga, Eric Grant. Note, the following takes place 5 years after the end of Ragnarok Rising Saga. It has not been an easy 5 years for the survivors. The dead have not ceased to be a problem and are still common, although in less numbers than before the fall. And as more and more of the creatures of Norse legend find their way through the now open Bifrost, the dangers that they face become all the more intense. Fortunately for them, not everything that has come through the Bifrost is an enemy. Third day of Solmundar, year 5 AR, meaning after reckoning. It's been
after Roberts.
It's been 5 years since the reckoning, since the fall of all we knew and the return of the dead. With the return of the creatures of legend to the Bifrost Bridge, it was only fitting that we return to the old calendar. From the ancient books, we learned the month names and built our first seasonal calendar. We began the year over, since every new epoch in the annals of human history has been marked with the changing of the dating system. This one should be no different. Since the reckoning happened, we took that as a sign of the changing of the old world into the new, or the new back into the old, depending on how you looked at it. Either way, we began the new calendar in the first day of Morsugar. Now, naturally, the year became one after reckoning. It seemed only fitting. It was hard to rebuild after we lost all of the Einherjar, my father among them. They were proof that the old gods were among us again, and the warriors that stood their ground against anything that would threaten our community. Once they fell, bringing about the end of Ragnarok, it was up to the rest of us to make our community a home. In order to do that, we stopped calling it the Pomkis Cache or the facility and gave it a real name. We decided on Traveler's Rest. Strengthening our walls against threats both new and old, we still took in travelers who wanted to join and promised to live under our rules. Rule number 1 was community above all. Inside those walls, we were all family, all kinsmen living under the same hearth. It fostered a much stronger sense of loyalty among us, especially those who had never known such kinship in their lives. It made us strong when everything else in the world was against us. At first, only humans came to join our community. That changed when the first of the expatriated Hrimthursar came to us for aid and comfort. They were welcomed in with open arms and proved to be more than capable of becoming part of our kith and kin. Moreover, they proved to be a valuable ally against the growing number of strange beasts that became common in the aftermath of Ragnarok. Over time, a handful of the old Jotunar would join us as well. Although it took a little time, they too were proven to be worthy members of our community. None of them were used to a home where they were treated as equals and welcomed as family. It took them longer than it did the Hrimthursar to accept that it was not a trap, and they were truly welcome. Many things changed after the Bifrost opened. With the end of the Fimble winter, we saw the reemergence of many familiar animals as well as ones we'd never seen before. There was a type of deer, or hart, as the old Jotunar referred to them, that were called Modrodnir. They mostly resembled normal deer, only they were a mottled color of gray and tan and the size of a draft horse. The meat proved to be very tasty as well. They were large predatory birds called habrok that resembled gigantic hawks. They were large enough to carry off normal-sized deer or a small human. We learned to be very watchful of the children when the habrok were around. Fortunately for us, they were large enough to spot from quite a distance and rarely seen. Oh, sorry, lost my place. I was scrolling down. The old Jotunar brought us horses called Bloodhogolfi. My father described them in his journal before he fell. They're massive animals, far larger than even our biggest draft horses. They're strong, loyal, intelligent, and fierce. Although it took some time to master riding them because of their size. Soon, no one would be without one when they ventured outside the walls of Traveler's Rest. We also learned of an enormous oxen called Himinjoder. They proved to be extremely valuable as plow animals and general heavy equipment. We rarely encountered anything that was too much for a team of Himinjoder to handle. They were covered in a thick woolly coat that proved to be excellent sources of clothing. Warm and naturally water repellent, they made the perfect cloth for cloaks and winter gear. There were tales of other creatures as well. One in particular stood out from the tales of old told us by the Hrimthursar who lived among us, creatures called Grafvitnir, which, from the descriptions they gave us, could only be dragons. We never encountered any of them, but I'm convinced I heard one fly over our camp late one night. I hope that we never do see one because I have no idea how we would stop it. Our world has changed in many ways. New creatures, new friends, new dangers, and new challenges await us at every turn. I hope that I can live up to the legacy left behind by the Einhjar, and in particular, my own father. In the intervening years, the tales of his exploits of Wiley Grant have been told and retold to the point that he holds a place in our mythology, revered as much as the old epics of the heroes in the ancient sagas. The blood of the Einhjar flows in my veins and through my brothers. We will hold the line, just as my father did before us. We will hold.
Thank you, DA.
That's the introduction. I've got a little bit more than that written, but it's been a side project for a bit.
Now, you realize that everyone's going to hound you now.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Wow. Yeah, you've talked about that. You've alluded to it.
I've been working on it as a side project. That's how I combat writer's block. I know a lot of writers experience writer's block, and it's something that every one of us deal with at some point or another. What I do is I have multiple side projects. So if I'm writing on, say, for example, Nightmare Hunter, and I reach a spot where I just don't know where I want to go or how I want to progress, I'll close the file, go get a cup of coffee, come in, open a side project, and attack that one for however long, and then go back to Nightmare Hunter with a fresh head. But you think about another project for a while, and you get focused on that other project, you can reapproach your first project with a bit of clarity that you didn't have before. And that's the way I overcome writer's block. I just work on other projects for a little while.
You have some wonderful comments, DA.
How far back am I? I don't know which one's where I'm in. Oh, okay.
Sky, right there, here. That's where we are. I had the other stuff.
Josh says, "Holy goosebumps, man! I shed a tear during that poem. I wrote that. Yeah. I wrote that poem to have come from the prophecy as spoken by the ice giant, the ice giants. I mean, and let me go back up to it. And I think it's pretty powerful imagery. I don't generally write poems. I used to write a lot of poetry. And it says it's from the Hrimthursar Eddas, the prophecy of the return. I'm kind of proud of that. I mean, I like I said, I don't write much poetry, but I was pretty happy with the way that one came out.
Oh, yeah.
I want to read this by a fire with a deep mug of mead.
Yes.
Roger says that last bit at the very end gave me chills. We will hold. Whiskey and 3 books. I've got so many ideas for stories. My only constraint is time. I mean, like I said, if I could type much faster, or if I could just hook an electrode to the side of my head and download the image, I've got so many complete stories in my head that I don't have the physical ability to write that fast. It's coming. Wastelands of Ragnarok is coming. I hinted at it in the Ragnarok books. When in the second book, actually would have been third book now of the new series. When Wiley first met up with the Rangers that crashed on the C-130, they mentioned the remnants of the U.S. government holding up in what they called Fortress Manhattan. And I knew right then I wasn't going to, the Ragnarok saga wouldn't be complete until I dealt with that. So that's the foreshadowing for Wastelands of Ragnarok. And Wastelands of Ragnarok is going to be very different because it's after everything has settled down and the creatures have returned think along the terms of the Road Warrior, the movie Road Warrior with Mel Gibson meeting Game of Thrones. There'll be magic. There'll be some equipment still working, and there will be, there'll still be guns, but there's going to be a lot more swords because guns and ammo are getting rare.
I can't wait to hear. Do you have any inkling as to when this
when Wastelands?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to work that in. I would like to time the release of Wastelands 1 with the convention.
Holy, I was figuring this was going to be on a several year. That's what I was thinking of.
No, I've got. Well, let me show you. Let me bring this up. I know it's in here. All right, we are in May right now. So right now, Uncanny Valley, number 2, The Nightmare Hunter, Uncanny Valley. That's my project for May. I'm going to try to have it done by June. Man's Marauders be done by hopefully early part of July. Lakeview Man, probably first part of September, mid-September. Apex Predator Dark Moon should take me into early October. Wild Hunt Death and Die Outlaw, that'll take me October into November, probably spitballing around Thanksgiving. Then Nightmare Hunter 2, I should get done right after Christmas. Man's Marauders Under the Eagle, that would probably be January into early February. Gideon Solo Project, February into March. And I would probably work it in somewhere in there. And like I said, it's a side project. I might even get it finished before then because I'm several thousand words into it. It's not like I just wrote that poem and that's all I got. There's quite a bit of meat to it. I'm not going to say I'll have it finished by the end of the year or anything like that. I can't promise that because it's just something I go to clear my head when I'm having trouble on other projects. So I guess I'm going to have to make it a bit more of a priority and see how much I can get done. But I wanted to share that with you guys and see what you think, because part of me still wants to walk those familiar paths. The Wastelands of Ragnarok is going to bring that back. And it also explains a mystery that happened in the very final scene of Ragnarok. And I hope you guys connect those. There'll be an explanation for that final scene. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away.
And there he is. Michael Day approves this. He didn't give us the like. He gave you the like. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Michael.
We salute you. Folks, I announced it already. I'm going to put him on blast again. Michael will be taking an advisory role in this project. I'm so happy and grateful. And I thank you, Michael. I already told the world you've accepted the advisory role.
Todd says, Dadgum, I need to get me a signed copy at the convention. If I can get that done and timed correctly, what I will do is I will hold release of the Kindle version, and I will just hold the physical release and order in several boxes of those books of Ragnarok, of Wastelands of Ragnarok, and have them available at the convention, and then go live at the convention on day one of the convention and have Kindle and books available to download or purchase on Amazon, but have physical copies of the books already there at the convention.
I've already been giving some of this convention stuff a thought, because it is very difficult to purchase these books and get them in advance. But if we do a mass printing, it's a lot easier. The price comes down. But the price, I'm thinking of offering like you have a silver, gold, whatever. But one of them will have the options of getting the paperback versions. And then they would be signed. I'm thinking of that. So it would be a higher tier, or just a ticket that includes the book signed. And if they wanted the series of books, well, obviously it would be more. They're paying for the books. And if we know in advance how many people are buying, you that's easy, DA. That's easy to figure out at that point. But
Well, the tricky part would be the print shipping. Having it done enough lead time to get them ordered in.
Right.
When I order from KDP Select with printed copies, unless I put a rush order on it, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get the books in. So I'm going to have to have that done by no later than mid-April. No, we're not doing it until July, so mid-May. So I'll have time to get the books printed and shipped to have them on hand by late June.
Yeah.
It's going to be done.
Now, this is going to be a DA-centric convention, but I don't know if there are any conventions in your neighborhood. The only thing that
there are a few.
I was told by some people that I cannot have this. They were telling me. I've been speaking to people about this already. And people have told me, well, you can't have it the weekend of Comic-Con. Like,
you can, because a lot of people in the Midwest don't go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But it would not draw people from. I'm not sure that a convention in the Midwest would draw many people from either coast anyway. So I don't think, even if we did it the same weekend as, say, Dragon Con, I don't think it would be a problem. But Dragon Con's in October, so it's off the charts anyway. But I don't think we would be, especially as a first year convention, I don't think we would be a threat to San Diego Comic-Con, because it's just a different genre. People are going there primarily for comic books, and this would be more horror and sci-fi.
Actually, I beg to differ with you, DA. That's not even what Comic-Con is now. Hollywood has taken over.
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
I wouldn't. It would, if I wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con and sell my books, I could not break even, because a table could cost me upwards of $20,000
At Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. There's no way I could break even, not unless I sold, 50,000 books, and I would have to have a semi deliver 50,000 books.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Josh, yes, that's what I was talking about. That people have told me that I cannot have. They were already telling me, oh, well, you can't have this convention when Comic-Con is on.
Who says?
My response to them was, "You're not going. You're not interested. Go play with yourself."
Exactly. Yeah. When people say I can't do something, that's generally when I do it just to piss them off.
Right, and that was the attitude that I took, and it was my mistake that I was having a conversation with someone, and other ears started, giving their commentary, which Roger then turns around and just gives them the look like, I missed the memo that invited you in. I'm just curious. Did I email you? Did I text you? Did I tell you, Mama, I wanted to talk to you? So, no. Folks, I have done small events, but nothing on the level of a convention. I've been involved in several, forgive me, but some religious events that were large, 200, 300, 400 people. So I do have experience in doing small events. A convention? No. But Michael Day, who gave us the love right here, yeah. Now look, if we are in June, is no worries. I'm not sure what that means and why. It's just his anniversary is in July.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean it's going to happen in July, but that's his anniversary.
Yeah, the first week of July in 2012 was when the first Ragnarok book dropped.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about his public debut, well, we'll celebrate that in November when he had his first interview, and that was on the NDB Media Network. So take that as you will. But that's the only reason why we're sticking to July for the time being. There is absolutely nothing set in stone. The only thing set in stone, ladies and gentlemen, is two things. The 10-year anniversary, and there's a committee formed on Facebook. That's it! Is that set in stone, DA?
What is anything truly ever set in stone?
Yeah. So there you go, folks. Oh shit! I got my month wrong. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bud. My
Eh,
bud and my bad. It's all
eh.
right. It's all good, folks. Don't worry. We'll see. We'll have an idea.
Oh, and
Like I
Josh, I
said.
sent you that poem in Messenger.
Oh, we got another bit of love. And this one was actually love.
Awesome.
General Joshua Dalton. Thank you, General. General.
Mon General.
Morton General, yes.
Yes.
He is infamous. Joshua Dalton is infamous. You know, infamous. All right, Joshua Dalton. We're up to 12 likes, folks. Thank you. Folks, it's 30 likes. You know how it is. It's right there. That's the magic number. We already had 25. We got up to 27. Now we did 28. Well, the like is 30. That's where we give.
The goal is 30.
That's where we're going to give out the next card.
And
Because
and if they beat the 28, they get the Golden Ruguru Award. Whatever show.
Oh.
Or whatever other challenge we come up with.
We'll have to make a serious try for it.
You made a challenge out of the beating the 27 likes, and I did, and that's why I got the Golden Ruguru.
Here, toma, cabrón. So we'll see. Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. Weekend of July 9 works to be good. Well, Josh, thank you for that. I'm sure that when we're choosing the calendar, your vote will be for the week of July 9. Wow, did I come up as a little stuck up on that one, DA, or what?
We're used to it.
What was that executive attitude or what, folks?
That's the El Guapo talking.
You guys say that I'm this modest, all this. I'm called Palpatine, dictator. I mean, folks, I am what I am. That's all that I am. Oh my God, I'm singing Popeye. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I had a moment of weakness or stupidity, whichever. What is really cool, folks, is we have viewers on NDB Media, Facebook, DA Roberts, Facebook, The Nightmare. Hola! It's a plethora of images. The Nightmare Hunter. We also have, who else? The images. I apologize. Also on Twitch, NDB Media as well. Just a suggestion, Siesta Hunter. Dude, of course it is. I'm just being who I am. This is a side that they know at work. I told you that, there they are, our heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, the infamous, like DA and myself, we are infamous. So, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short.
Classic movie.
It's
Love that movie.
It's funny. As a matter of fact, I was at work one day and they caught me off guard and they came up and said, Raj, they say a lot about you. And I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. And the office was full of about 40 people. And I was like, the sensors were up, energized defense screens, everything. It was like, holy crap, here we go. And I knew the guy that was coming into, and I don't even remember who it is now, but he was like, Raj, they say a lot of things about you. And, there were some chuckles because I know
some of
they
it's
did.
Even true.
Yeah, they did. And he said, but you know what? With you, people know where they stand. You don't play games with people. If you like them, they know it. If you dislike them, they know it. There are no games with you. And I know he was insulting me, but he was actually also giving me some praise by actually saying that. He says, dude, say what they will about you. There are no games about you. People know. And that's the way I've tried to live my life. I don't have that desire to play those games. It just is what it is. And I don't know. Our numbers were very high, Senor, but I went to the Siesta Hunter. I went to Siesta Hunter XN, and the numbers dropped. We say a lot of things about you too. I'm sure you do.
Usually under our breath. Fragging.
Well, you guys can all fall
Oh, we love you too,
out.
right?
You snorted!
I do that
Oh, my
sometimes.
God. I know. That means it was genuinely funny, folks. And we're good. There was a time that I thought I had pissed off DA because he wasn't feeling well and he ended the program. And he didn't tell me anything about it, but I said, DA, I'm sorry. Obviously, I got on your nerves. What are you talking about? I didn't feel well. I said, well, you ended the program super fast after I said what I did. He's like, what? I wasn't even listening to you.
Yeah, I always felt like crap that night.
And then I said, but DA, it was no accident. They're very good. Valhalla, admit one. I told him, DA, I apologize. I'm sorry that I pissed you off and you got tired of me and you said, I'm out of here. DA said, no, it wasn't that night. Believe me. It was all the other preceding nights that I wanted to kill you.
Or something along those lines.
I was like, shut. I was like, frack.
Felger carb.
Well, I was microns away or centons away or yarns away to get blasted off the program. Saw the original one, and I thought that they were going to use microns or centons and yarns, but they never did.
Nah, that's too bad.
But
It would have given it that feel.
But you guys know that near the end of the run on Battlestar Galactica, I don't know what they were doing, but they made up a toothpaste, and they said this is the last known thing of toothpaste in the entire universe. Felger carb. That was so funny. They did that in the new series. And the prop was eventually sold after the program ran.
That's funny.
And it earned a hefty sum. Hey, what about Matoska Khan?
Like Jay Matoska. Well, White Bear is kind of a linchpin through most of the series.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Through most of the series.
Well, he hasn't showed up. He hasn't showed up in the sci-fi yet.
Yet. Yeah, folks, listen to that. Listen to that.
Yet.
Ooh, should I do this?
But there is a
character.
There is a character that has shown up in the sci-fi that is in the current books. I just won't say who.
Dogman Lovers. What the hell, Robert? I was about to tell you that DA VersaCon was good. Actually, we played around with that one. The young man. Oh, by the way, Robert, I don't know how it happened. I had forgotten that you live in the area. Dude, you're more than welcome. It is a Monday night. You're in San Diego. You gotta come up. Oh yeah, frack is the best word in the world. Boy, did Battlestar Galactica really kill it with you mother fracker.
Yeah.
Says I know who. Yeah, well, look, you're more than welcome to join us on May 24th. It's a big deal. And everyone has been writing dream about what I'm going to do with this tin. Dude, his cup is... where's the box? I think my assistant also said... Oh, there it is. It's actually on top of one of the computers over here. Forgive me, folks. We're going to go on a tiny little tour of the office. Yeah, right. I don't think it's going to reach the cord. But behind my sword, if you see these monitors along here, there's a brown box at the end of it. That's where the cup is. And I've kept it in the box because I want Dream. Dream is going to open this sword up as well as that box. So I'm really looking forward to Dream being here and using it as a ball washer. So anyway, the reality is that he will be using it for the first time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know you put it up on screen. Everyone saw what I just did. I was like, oh, yeah.
So you're going to say that everything he puts in it tastes technically tea because the cup's been tea bagged?
I believe. But yes, all kidding aside, Robert, you're close. You're more than welcome. We're gonna have a few people here, and I'm able to accommodate. I mean, it's a garage, man. We'll move some of the bookcases back, but I can accommodate 3 people in front of me, another one here, another one there. We could easily, comfortably fit 6 here, and if not more. My daughter, you guys saw the damn blasted camera she bought or purchased, so we could use that one. But we're good, and we're already setting up so that everyone will have their own connection, headset and or mic. So we're working on that right now. So, because right now we have 2 headsets and we have 2 additional mics. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do for the headsets. But if you guys can make it, let me know, folks, if you want to join us on May 24th here at the NDB Media World headquarters. I know the big dog from Sports Talk with the Guys will be joining us. Of course, Dream is going to be in town. There are a few others that will probably be joining us as well, so you're more than welcome to join us. Please, just let me know you're going to stop by. We're going to have food, and all I can say is, Robert, we're going to have a lot of good food. So I thank you, young man. I'm saving it because of that. So.
Well, it is after midnight here, and I just
yes.
got an update. Today is Verona L. Jones's birthday. So happy birthday, Verona, if you're listening.
Hi, Veronica.
She's gonna smack you.
Well, that's okay. She was a lot of fun when she was on.
Yeah.
Veronica. Verona, of course. Happy
We should
birthday,
have her
Verona.
back on.
Anytime she wants to be on, she actually, folks, anyone who's been on this program at any time,
You have a standing invite.
yes. So does Mr. Dalton.
Yeah, General, if you want to join us, just let us know. I'll send you a link. Or Robert, if you want to come on.
I know that Roger has been on almost every program that we've had.
Yeah, Roger, you're welcome to join us too.
And he's also taken a peek at some of our other programs on the NDB Media Network, and I'm terribly flattered and grateful. Robert, or I'm sorry, now I did it to him. Sorry. Anyone, folks, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome. So it's a lot of fun what we do. So we've actually talked about a lot of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we're 2 hours and 27 minutes in. You're listening to the Thursday Nightmare Hunter in America. Way to go, DA. It's actually awesome. DA and I were talking about doing Thursday night as early as Monday, weren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did Tuesday night. DA wanted to, and I did, but I couldn't get, said the Latin guy, I couldn't get free. I was stupid. I thought I was on the no-show list. Why?
Definitely not.
Why? Because you threaten or remind me that the Versa is a Dogman treat? Just reminds me that I have to buy a new car, dude.
Something with Dogman repellent.
Dogman, is there such a thing? Oh, I guess we have to ask Grandfather Jay Matoska. Yeah. So I'm well into, I believe it's Apex Predator Horned Moon. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most recent one right now. I'm about 13 or 14% of the way in. So my assistant kept my Kindle for 4 days. Wanted to fire her. I was pissed. But anyway. All right. So, how you doing, DA? It is much later for you than it is for me.
Oh, I'm probably going to have to shut down before too much longer. I'm starting to get hungry. This is kind of like noon to me because I'm usually up all night writing.
But you shifted your...
I did, and it kind of shifted back. Just because it's more natural to me. I was getting up early, and I found I still wasn't tired come midnight. I mean, when I would go to bed, I just couldn't sleep. So my diurnal is set for overnights, apparently. I
Let me
figured out
tell
a way
you,
to reset it.
I was enjoying my schedule of where I would work on Monday, and then I would stay home on Tuesday, and then I would work on Monday or on Wednesday, and I would stay home on Thursday. So when we were doing those 5 hour Nightmare Hunters,
Hmm.
it's because I had to, I was lucky. I was at home the next day. But you guys all heard the story because it happened like twice after we did the 5 hour programs. I called in at 6 a.m. on the day that I was supposed to work at home. I said, "Hey, boss, I'm sorry I can't make it." He's like, "You're working from home today." Yeah, no bullshit, boss. I can't make it. He's like, What are you talking about? No, I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to be useful at home. Hey, but you're working from home. Yes, I'm not going to make it.
And we're starting to get some pretty good numbers on the views, and just on the DA author page, the DA Ex Machina episode 11 has 274 views.
Oh, that's right. You're a rookie when it comes to this sort of media.
Yeah,
I remember when we started our episodes and we got 25 listens. That was Woody time for us. And then we crossed 100, and then we crossed 1,000. And I remember when we crossed 10,000. That was unreal. If you head on over to NDB Media, you'll notice that we've had over 464,000 listens. It's small, but
is that on one show or just on?
oh yeah, on one show, we would have been earning money.
Like Joe Rogan numbers there.
Those are Joe Rogan numbers for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes it's out.
We've had 465,000 listens, I believe now. And remember, that was on NDB Media. On NDB Media 2, we had another 245,000 listens.
Nice.
We had a lot of stuff going on. And I'm most proud of that because of all the people that were on the network. And Robert says that Horn Moon is incredible. Well, I'm liking already what is on there. And I told DA that I'm at the point where they arrive at grandfather's house and they notice a changing of the decor, for lack of a better word. I don't want to reveal, obviously, too much.
And if you get to grandfather's house, just remember that the password for the Wi-Fi is Wahampi and fry bread, no spaces.
That's pretty good. I like that one. DA, would you tell the audience what that is right now? The fry bread boat, the Wahampi.
Wahampi is a traditional Lakota stew made with buffalo. I've made it a couple of times. It's pretty good. It's an evolving recipe though, because every time I make it, I add something else. It was made for buffalo, and I can't remember the name of the. It's like a version of the carrot, but it grows wild on the prairies. But I generally just use carrots because finding exotic ingredients is a little tough. So I make it like a stew. It's basically a buffalo stew, and I can buy there's a couple stores here in town that carry bison, and it's a really good hearty stew. And I've added onion to mine. I've added garlic to mine. There's a number of ingredients I added that aren't in the original Wahampi. But Wahampi is a very, very thick stew. It's also a very spiritual part of the Lakota belief system because they believe food is more than just something to sustain you. That food is also very spiritual, especially when it's a shared experience. So that may be something we have to do for the convention. I may have to make a big ass crock pot of Wahampi and share it with some people.
You're going to be busy. As Michael made it very clear to me, he says, wait a minute, you're going to be in charge of it? You realize you're not going to be able to do anything other, and you're going to be running around everywhere. So, we'll see. But yes, I'm not. I've been doing that before, folks. I ran a youth group for 2 years, and that was a handful. And that the group varied between 40 and 70 on a weekly basis for 2 years.
Nice.
It was an experience. Yeah, it really was. but mine was an active program. It was, especially during the summer. I had those kids off the street. They were at church all the time, and throughout the entire week, I had stuff going on, and it was fun. And I could tell it was fun because a lot of kids were showing up. And all I did was try to create a space that was a safe and interesting and entertaining for them, but a safe place first and foremost, which was really good. I was really lucky that we didn't have any stupid incidences or, you know what, it worked. But it worked because of a lot of the people that were there in the program. And I'm looking forward to discovering those people that are going to be involved in this program. How do you see the convention, DA?
I've done a lot of conventions, and I was actually the guest of honor at one, actually twice.
Three now.
Yeah, but it just a GOH basically they do some of the panels. But primarily it's going to be very little difference for me because a lot of the time is going to be spent at the booth signing books and talking to people at the booth.
So you think?
But there's going to be a lot of going on, and I would like to be able to do. See, a lot of the big things about conventions that people miss is it's not just the schedule events that make a convention; it's the after hours stuff.
Yeah.
The meeting people, we could probably talk to a couple of places and get a bourbon tasting done or a scotch tasting. There's a couple of distilleries here in Missouri. I'm sure we could probably go or mead. There's a couple of meaderies not far from here. I love doing panels because I love chatting with people. To me, this is just like a big panel like we're doing right now.
Hey, Josh, you're going to be doing a panel. And you know what? Forgive me, DA, but the panels will be live,
mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, they will be behind a paywall.
If we live stream all of the panels, yeah, that would be awesome. Also, a year from now,
they're going to be behind a paywall. Unfortunately,
a year from now, not only would All Tower Media have the Ragnarok card game to have it there, probably presented at the convention, they will also be much closer to a full playable video game of the Nightmare Hunter saga. Apex Predator being the first chapter in it. So we've got a lot of things going, and All Tower Media is going to be a huge part of it. And of course, NDB Media, I think it's going to be whatever it is, whatever the convention whatever the convention's called. Let's say, for example, just off the top of my head, you called it WileyCon. If WileyCon brought to you by NDB Media, that's the way I think it should be billed. Because not only does that get attention to the convention, it gets attention to NDB Media. And I've said many times, I want stuff like this to do good for all of us. I've never been in this just for me, because I've had so much help from so many people all along the way, and it's just amazing. And I would like to see if somebody can run the role-playing game All Flesh Must Be Eaten. If you could do a Ragnarok game, I would totally play in that game. So yeah, we will hold a panel for DA games. There's just so much opportunity there. We could do a live action role playing game after hours. We could do, ghost tours or take people around some of the places in Springfield. Rent a shuttle bus and take tours an hour at a time to drive around some of the areas around town. There's just a lot of things we could possibly do. There's a place here in town called Fisk Limousines that rents basically small buses, but they have the big glassed-in ones like you see party buses have. We could easily get one of those. Dark Angels already said they will be there. Kerry said he would be there.
How far away is the Joe Bald Park?
Joe Bald's if we use the University Plaza Convention Center, it's one of the biggest ones in town. I'm just saying from there. It'd be about 40 minutes there and back.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
But it's not closed. I mean, it's creepy as hell at night. You could drive a tour through there, but...
What's this?
Oops, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
All flesh must be eaten for Ragnarok games and World of Darkness for cryptid games. Hell yeah. I would totally dice those up. There's a place here in town that sells metal dice, and I have got to get a set. Those are just awesome. There's also a company that makes custom dice, so if we could do a Ragnarok set of dice, that would be badass.
That would be awesome. Folks, I want to give a shout out to Willie Johnson. Thank you for the like. Appreciate
Willie,
it.
thank you, Ben.
I may be almost out of my cup of joe.
Yeah,
As
I'm
a matter of fact,
getting pretty low on mine.
Yeah, on Sports Talk with the Guys, we don't drink coffee. It's a cup of joe because we have someone that's in the chat room, and he goes by Coffee 77 for the hockey player.
Well, the place here in town, Got Your Six Coffee, they make a brand of coffee called Cup of Joe.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I've got some. It's actually pretty good.
Got to do some actual work, BBL. Oh, be
back
back later. Yes. Woo.
See you, Josh.
All right, Josh, thank you. Yeah, we're on DA's time, and he already said he's getting hungry. And it's good.
Fat boy got to eat.
Yeah. But I do as well.
They need to make some themed coffee. I might have to go by and talk to them. They're here in town over on Battlefield. Matt knows them better than Oh, the gunny's here.
Sir. How you doing, young man?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How you doing, bud?
Hey, good. Been running around.
Oh, there it is. At first, when your first line, it felt like it was delayed or something, but that was just me. I think that was perfect.
I did it on purpose.
He throws his voice like a ventriloquist.
Oh, hell, it worked because I'm like, oh, he's going to go after the Versa.
Willie Johnson says, just left 7-Eleven for some Java. I don't blame you, bud. Yeah, you be safe out there. Watch your back. Be careful. And, we'll all pray for you to have a safe shift. Come home in one piece. Be careful.
Thank you, Willie. Appreciate
Damn
that.
right.
So what's new in Gunnyland?
Gunnyland? Oh, I'm going to have to remember that one.
Same old stuff. Been packing up. We're taking off to Texas tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Good for you, young man. How much time are you going to be out there, or how long, I should say?
About a week.
Good for you. It's still
Sounds like
not
fun.
that hot out there, is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's still going to be hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now up here it's cooling down a little bit. It's 58 now, but I think earlier in the week we were in the high 80s. I think we're now getting into the 70s, I suppose, which is not too bad. Because it's been...
Yeah.
Hey, this is my chance to get some direct feedback. Were you listening when I read that bit from Wastelands?
I think you did.
I did. It was good.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good.
Well, it's the document. When I told you I've got quite a bit into it. It's at 40.
So where's the rest of it?
It's at 40 pages right now. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm 40 pages in, so just that'll tell you where I'm at.
And that means what?
Out of 220 pages, I would say that's roughly a fifth the way in.
Well, all right, fine, fair enough.
Just getting started.
Sorry, DA. All we care about is where is the book?
Well, the funny thing is I dropped Codename Wild Hunt, the newest one, Operation Blood Eagle, just a few weeks ago, and within 2 days of it coming out, I was already getting messages from people. Hey, when's the next book coming out? And I'm like, I'm trying.
I was just messing with Robert right now when he was like reaching for the camera. I'm like, hey, dude.
Like,
Don't do that.
I'm gonna poke you.
Did you notice that one night when Josh and I were being foolish? Because he was like right next to me and we were like air fighting. That was funny.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, that was funny.
Too.
We were carrying our own little stupids, and he caught on right away. That was funny, I gotta admit. So,
I like how sometimes you'll turn and stare at the side like you're looking right at them.
oh yeah, or whoever it is, especially when we had the 9 squares. Remember that one, Robert? Where I was, in my mind, I was like at the 45-degree angle, but in reality, I was like staring to the person right underneath me. It just didn't work. I was like, oh, it's over there.
Yeah, it was getting a little confusing with that many people in, but it was fun. I mean, it was a hoot and a half.
Oh my God, it was great. That was a lot of fun. And Robert did join us for that one as well, which was really cool.
I did.
And as a matter of fact, Robert, you were near the very end too, right? When we were down to like 3 or 4. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, I've been in Pomona a few times.
Yeah, recently?
No, it's been a while. We went out to the my daughter used to play soccer, and so we go out to the university quite a bit.
Oh yeah, right over here at Cal Poly.
Right.
Yeah, you guys, I'm just north of the 10. I joke with everyone because people will come over and visit, and I'll say, hey, you want to use the internet? They sign in. They're like, wow, it's so fast. Why? It's because Claremont's just a block over. Yeah, where all the colleges are. It's like, man, I'm hooked into the Claremont. If I were south of the freeway, I'd probably be on AOL, dial-up. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, but it's really good. It's actually not too bad right here. As I tell DA, it's rather quiet, but Pomona is still Pomona. Oh, I'm in the flight path, obviously, into LA. Well, it's actually to the south of us because Ontario is to the south of me. But the medical aid helicopters do buzz the house. And I never forgot it because when I I still work for my employer, I was right next to General Hospital, the original one that you guys would see in, off the novella or whatever. And we would have the helicopter come right over our yard coming in for the landing. I always knew when I was like, uh-oh, something happened out there because these were the medical aid that was being airlifted or airlifted in. I'm not sure how you would say that.
Yeah, I've been working security at a major hospital in our area. I've been on the deck for most of the landings during my time. I mean, security always had to be there to man the fire suppression systems when the birds would come in. So I got to be there for the landings of a lot of choppers. It's pretty damn cool.
Hey, DA, so I just want you to know that I've already booked my flight for the 8th to have that convention on the 9th.
Nice.
Oh!
I tell you what, the rest of y'all better catch the hell up.
Damn. So July 9th of 2022, right?
That's right.
I don't know. We might not be able to do it that weekend. That's my anniversary. My wife might kill me if I'm at a convention instead of...
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, July 10th is my anniversary.
What? That's the best time.
There's going to be a lot of quad.
Yeah, she loves conventions, so she might be okay with it.
Hey, you know what though? I mean, that's you're gonna have to make it up to her.
Well, that's not the big one though. That would be 29. It won't be 30. 30, she wants me to take her to like a resort or something like that. But 29 is not quite the big one, so I guess we'd be okay.
29 years is not the big one.
The big one's 30. That's the one she really wants to celebrate.
Okay, Willie is talking about, do you ever check flight radars?
Oh, yeah. I used to have the Flight Radar app on my phone. That's how I would track birds coming in and out of the hospital. It's a great app. It's a free app, and it will track every commercial flight in your area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I had not thought about that. But I'm not sure if I told you guys a story that I always pay attention when the flight is, and when I'm in Downey, which is a centralized part of the basin, I always know when the president is coming in, whoever it is, and you can tell, especially in the Southern California airspace, because I always know about the time he's going to come in, because and it's always coming in from the east, obviously, duh. And when it comes in, there's a 10-minute window or a 10-minute,
opening.
Yes. that the
It's like
last
when the
plane
big
comes in,
fish swims in, all the little fish go. Pff.
oh my God, yes, there's just no traffic. And I don't know what the radius is, whatever, but it's approximately 10 minutes of flight time. And you can tell when Air Force One isn't final approach.
Yeah,
And we've been out
stay
there,
the
we've
hell out
been
of
waiting.
stay the
Yes.
hell out of Air Force One's flight path, or you're gonna get shot down.
And I don't know if this was in 2019 or if it was in 2020, the last time Air Force One that I knew was coming in.
I got you, Roger. I understood.
I mentioned to my wife, I said Air Force One is going to be in about this time. I think it was early, and I believe the president was coming in from Las Vegas or something. But I thought he was going to be coming in from the east. Well, I told my wife the time, and she walked out of the house. So our door is facing north. And she says when she opened the door, she couldn't believe it. The rat bastard was coming like from the north, south to get into the flight pattern. And she said she saw Air Force One do the turn. And it just happened. She was gonna go out there and like look to the east, Lord of the Rings stuff, where it says and Aragorn on the 5th day, look to the east. She's gonna do that stuff. But she said that she walked out and she saw Air Force One and banked to the right. That must have been a sight, honestly.
I bet it was a cool sight.
Yes. And of course, when the plane came in, we were able to see it. And it was funny because at work, they were giving me a hard time because everyone thinks I'm a flaming liberal, which, quite frankly, I'm a moderate. I'm open to many things. But they're like, but isn't Senor Donald Trump on that plane? I said, it's Air Force One, folks.
Yeah. Doesn't matter who's in it. It's Air Force One. That's a badass sight to see.
Yeah. This plane, yes, it was awesome. And it doesn't matter. It's, it represents America, man. It's awesome. And every time the plane comes in, it doesn't matter who's on there. And it's not that I dislike them or anything, but I was resentful that people said, why am I waiting for Air Force One? You illiterate jackass. Hey, we all have our opinions, and I apologize. But we'll go ahead and continue. What was Roger talking about? Oh, the last part was for DA. Awesome, Gunny. Just tell her it will be an anniversary she'll never forget. There could be a lot of truth there.
If it's a convention centered around my,
I don't know if the help's coming from me or not, DA, but I can try.
well, if it's a convention centered around my book, she's gonna be all over it. I know, so I think she'd be okay with it.
That's right.
That's funny. It's gonna be a big deal, man. It's gonna be good, and obviously, depending on how well it does, it will lead to other stuff. And
well, conventions have a way of taking off. I mean, it could become a yearly thing.
And who knows? After the failure of the first one, which I led, someone smart will say, I could have done a better job than that. And you know what? The second convention will be a bitchin' one.
No, the idea you had of live streaming the panels on the pay site, that's pretty brilliant.
DA, I'm trying to earn as much money for you as I can so you can write more books, damn it. Actually, folks, yeah, Robert, I mean, seriously, look.
That
guys,
is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Look, guys, oh, wow. What does Willie say? The last house was in the flight path to W's Ranch here in Texas. Seen Air Force One flanked by F-16 several times. I have never seen the, escorted, but I imagine that must be a sight. Wow.
That would be a cool sight.
Guys, and forgive me, this is a little sad. I'm going to go back to 9/11, but you guys, I believe you know the story that when President Bush finally said, I'm going back to Washington, of course, Secret Service said, Mr. President, you can't go. And he said, yeah, I'm going. I have to get back to the White House. Well, airspace was cleared by that point, and Air Force One, and you guys will correct me if I'm wrong or not, but that thing basically has super cruise. That thing can haul ass at like 600 knots, and that's just like third gear or whatever. Well, apparently the plane was just cruising back to Washington, and after a little while, the F-16s were like, "Can you pull it back a little bit? Because we're on afterburner, and we can't hang with you."
That's funny.
Because the F-16, while it is capable of going that far, it's not capable of going that fast on a regular basis. So there was a joke where the flight, the guards, the F-16s were like, dude, you got to slow down. Otherwise, we're going to have to break off.
I can't help it, but every time I think of F-16s, I think of the movie Iron Eagle. It was a great movie.
I thought they were a tad overused in the Sum of All Fears.
A little bit.
Yeah, where they're the ones that launched the strike against the Northern Air Base. Yeah, I just didn't see that happening. But it's okay. It was good. Gunny, have you ever seen Air Force One up close or anything like that?
Not up close.
For me, it's been overflight, something like that.
Willie says for long periods of time they can't hold those afterburners.
No, the F-16 can. They can cruise with it, but when Air Force One is cruising, it is almost at Mach 1, and everything else cannot,
Reminds me of a joke. There's a guy, a commercial pilot flying a 747, and an F-16 cruises up next to him, and the pilot of the F-16 radios the pilot of the 747, says, ask him how things are going. They're talking back and forth, and the F-16 pilot says, "Watch this. See, this is something you can't do." And he goes into a steep climb, does a couple of loops, flies circles around the 747, does a couple barrel rolls, then pulls back up next to him, and he goes, "Top that." And it's a 747. The pilot goes, "All right, watch this." And he continues to fly on smooth and level for the next 20 minutes. And then he clicks back on and goes, "What do you think of that?" He goes, "Well, you didn't do anything." He goes, "Yes, I did. I set it on autopilot, went back, made a date with a stewardess, went to the bathroom and got a cup of coffee."
That's good.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to tell him, dude, I cruised for 20 minutes. You can't do that shit. As a matter of fact, you'll be gone in about 3 minutes. That's what he was going to tell him. That was very good. I like that one. DA, you ever been close to Air Force One?
When the president, and this would have been...
Oh, wow.
Would have been when Obama was in office. They did a stop here in Springfield, and I saw Air Force One land, but it was from a distance. I haven't been that close.
Well, it flew over our yard, man. So
that's pretty badass.
Now,
the coolest aircraft I've been close to, though, was I was just happened to be at the old part of the airport talking to a buddy of mine, and watched. I mean, it went like 30 feet over my head as it was coming in. Was a B-17, and it was badass.
Wow. Willie says his favorite is the SR-71 ground speed check. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the last flight? Because we still really don't know how fast the SR-71 can go.
I don't think they'll ever declassify it.
You guys know that it broke one of aviation's records when it left New York and ended up in LA in under an hour on its last flight.
Yeah, that plane can haul ass.
I understand it can't turn on a dime, but I understand.
No, it's not that maneuverable. But once it's got up to speed, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, I had a presidential motorcade pass me by years ago. It was in the 90s, so I don't remember exactly when, but it was either late 80s, early 90s. And then I was in Washington in September of 2007, and we were there at the park to the north of the Capitol building. And all of a sudden, the motorcycles came out, 2 cop cars, an SUV, and a limo. That was it. And I saw the rat bastard, Dick Cheney. And he was just looking at all of us like we were bugs. Like, yes, sir, I get it. Get out of here. But what amazed me in Washington, D.C. was how small the motorcades are. That surprised me. But I guess, well, they're in town. They don't have the motorcades that we're used to watching everywhere else.
Fair point.
So I was just surprised by that because I think it only had 1 motor cop, 2 cop cars, an SUV, and the limo. That was it. which is a lot of firepower. Don't get me wrong. Oh wow! So what is that? Well, is that the last flight of the SR-71? Wow. That would be interesting. I'm gonna have to look that one up as well. The plane when they retired it that broke my heart was the F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah, the Tomcat was something special. You ever seen the movie The Final Countdown?
Oh, good God,
Oh,
yes.
it's such a good movie.
Gunny, you've seen it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're gonna let them do it to us again.
No kidding, man. You know, the Final Countdown, forgive me, I would compare it to Titanic. Gentlemen and everyone in the chat room, you know the movie is good when you know what's going to happen, and yet you're cheering for it not to happen, yet you know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. How many of us were watching Titanic and say, no, you don't, no, don't, and it still happens. And of course, in the Final Countdown, that was awesome, man. Do you realize that one carrier, it was a nuclear carrier, man?
It would have changed the entire war.
The war?
There'd have been nobody on the planet could match that carrier at that time.
No.
Yeah. I understand that the real problem would have been the fuel for the airplanes.
Yeah, but I think they could have done it.
Well, if you think about it, folks, they could have taken on the entire, it's only a matter of just flying off the coast of Japan and ending it, then sailing over to Germany and ending it.
even at that time, they had anti-ship missiles. That one carrier could have crippled the entire Japanese fleet in days.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Nothing could have caught up with the carrier because of its speed, period. And, it had anti-aircraft missiles. I don't think they would have gotten close.
Mm-mm. Even kamikaze pilots with those old planes probably wouldn't put a ding in that aircraft carrier unless they plowed into aircraft on the deck. Then that could have gotten problematic. But good luck getting past the phalanx system. Those things sound like ripping metal when they go off. It's like, ah! And aircraft just turn to confetti when they get too close to a carrier. Those things are firing upwards of 3,000 rounds a minute, and they're auto locks.
They're loud as crap. I mean, you can hear that thing. Yep.
You've been around one, Gunny?
Oh yeah. We've been on boats when they do the firing of those things.
Those things are badass.
Yeah, super badass.
Yeah.
Did you see that video? It was on YouTube of the Somali boat that got too close to a destroyer and they took it out with a phalanx. They kept getting close and they warned them off 2 or 3 times. And it was a pirate boat and they kept getting closer. The Navy warned them off a couple of times and they kept getting closer. They're like, all right, smoke them. Yeah. And then it was you just see debris sink into the water.
Yeah, let them A-10s come in on you like that too.
Yeah, and they don't care what kind of armor you got either. They're punching it.
No,
those depleted uranium shells are coming through.
Yeah, I watched them plow up some folks one Sunday morning. It was a good day.
I bet. Yeah, you know what? Look, I'm sorry, it's life, but when it comes down to it, they want something different than we do. It's just the way it is.
Willie says, I've also seen the space shuttle on the back of a 777. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, that really is cool. Hey, Robert, are you driving over to Texas or are you flying over?
We're flying.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah. We're going all the way almost to the east side, down there, just outside of Houston. It's a long drive. Nice. It's a long drive. So I've driven it a few times, but it's kind of nice to do a flight.
Oh, I bet. What are you looking at? 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
I think it's a 3-hour flight.
A 3-hour, okay. So that makes St. Louis a 3.5 hour. Uh-oh. Was that DA? Did I hear your stomach right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was his stomach.
Yeah. Told you I was getting hungry.
Usually it's me, man. But
no, it was me.
All right, fair enough.
I
I
thought I saw
believe
it.
that sound is.
I thought it was a dog man right behind you.
Yeah, it might have been.
Pretty sure that was a growl.
You hear that voice. Feed me, Seymour.
That's pretty good, dude.
That's
Well,
go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, well, DA, look, it's you, pal. You're the one that's hungry.
Well, we're at the 3-hour mark. This is probably a good spot to wrap up. I mean,
Oh, that was my stomach now. Did you hear? I'm sorry.
I thought that was my stomach. Nope, that was mine. It's getting a little. It's getting a little rowdy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I haven't eaten in so long. It's thinking my stomach's starting to think I'm mad at it.
That's funny.
Well, now we know who Lakeview Man is out in the dark.
You hear that growl? It might just be me hungry.
That's a good one. No, it's DA's stomach.
Yeah, it was just DA's hungry.
Yeah, that's good. All right, well, fair enough. Robert, definitely, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Everyone in the
Be
chat
safe
room.
and be safe on your flight to Texas and everything.
Hell yeah, would love to see some pictures, man. That would be cool.
Hey, all I got to do is sit on in a chair. Hopefully, the guy up front knows what he's doing.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's all good.
Well,
I want to give a
if you get a chance to get over in Big Thicket Country, get some pictures.
Yeah, that's the plan.
A lot of Squatch sightings over in that direction, and according to the locals, they're pretty aggressive.
Very nice. I like aggressive.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no doubt. Very quickly, I want to give a shout out to Adam Shepard, Josh Jones, All Tower Media, Thomas Whitney, Roger Peacock, Tony Konopka, Jessica Letterman Hazelwood, Robert Miller, Gunny, Todd Hunter, Sonia Robles, Michael Day, General Dalton, and Willie Johnson. These were all the likes we received today. There were many others in the chat room, and it's just an incredible lot of fun. Forgive me. Anyway, that's it for me. We'll let DA give us some thoughts, but Robert, tell us what's going to happen, and then we'll let DA take us away, man.
What's going to happen with what?
I don't know. Your trip tomorrow, today.
What's going to happen? I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know. I kind of screwed up on that one, but yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I didn't get no script.
What a shock. Nightmare Hunter. Yes. No doubt about that.
I was like, well, I can come up with something, but okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, we're just going down to see some family, and
Good for you.
we don't get down very often, so it's kind of nice to get down. So staying busy, just like everybody else.
Hell yeah. Same thing for us. But all right, DA, got my glasses back on. We're ready to make it happen. DARoberts.net. Check it out.
Well, the two of you check your inboxes and Facebook.
Yeah, I just saw the attachment. What are you sending? What porn am I getting?
It's everything I have currently written on Nightmare Hunter.
Oh, I'm reading that tonight.
Thought I'd have you guys go over it and take a look at it. I also sent it to one other person. He should be getting it in his inbox. I just want to get some input on it. I'm going to be adding more to it tonight. But also at some point, I'll probably send both of you guys what I have on Wastelands, just to have you take a look at it and let me know what you think, because it is different. It is different. It's going to be, whereas Ragnarok was shit's falling apart and they're trying to hold together what they can. Wastelands is more, it's already fallen apart, and it's like Road Warrior meets Game of Thrones. It's going to be, there's still some equipment that works. There's a lot of equipment that won't work anymore. Like you'll just find a lot of broken down cars and stuff. Ammo's getting scarce, so you're getting a lot more weapons. You're going to see more bows, and it's a little different. I think you're going to like the main character. I'll leave it at that.
Very cool.
Until I send it to you guys. Actually, you know what? While I'm on here, I will just go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys both what I have on Wastelands. Give me just a second.
Nice being on the inside.
So
I got to close the file before I can send it.
So, Roger, you're about to get through your rough time, huh? This is always a busy time for your line of work.
Yeah, and Robert, for me, it's been 2 years combined into one. May 17th cannot get here fast enough. It's been since January of last year, nonstop.
Well, if you two don't mind, I would like to assign the two of you some homework. If you
He's
can
going
read,
on vacation.
I know, but I know how
Time to
quickly
read.
I know how quickly he reads. I would like as soon as you guys are done some feedback on those, because I'm still in the developing stages of Wasteland. I have not fully fleshed out that world in my head, and I want to make sure that I'm going the right direction. And you guys like what it's doing. There are going to be some familiar characters. For one, the Frost twins will be back at some point.
Oh, nice.
I've already planned on that. They will
Very
return.
nice. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Josh wants to know what you think of the picture from Roger's video.
From Roger's video.
I don't know if he saw it. Robert may have joined us a little bit after that.
Well, I guess we could pull it up real quick.
I think that's. I think I came on. Yeah, I came on for briefly during that when y'all were looking at that. Wait a minute, what's
Yeah.
that one?
That's what Josh and Adam believed to be something peeking out from behind a tree. Because at some point, for about 60 frames in the video, they watch it move its head.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is that your picture, Roger?
That's from Roger's video.
Yeah. Robert, you heard me talk about the video before. I don't see anything, but they have, and they pointed it out. And I told D8 that based on where that was, they were between 100 and 200 feet away from me.
They were close.
I didn't have the feeling that something was over there. I just didn't want to go over there. I'm not going to tell you, the back of my neck, hair was rising.
Yeah.
No, it's just something that I didn't want to go over there because, as you guys all heard and as explained, I heard the sound coming into the car, and I pulled over because I stopped because I saw movement on the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh, crap, pull over.
Damn, sounds like I need to make a trip up to Big Bear.
Heck yeah.
Stomp around in some woods.
Look, Robert, I'm going
Don't
to
go
go
in a
ahead.
ghillie suit, though. They might think you're one of them.
It's
Kind of grow a little bit longer.
It's from the summit on Highway 38,
Okay.
and the
Okay.
summit is at about 8,800. So I'm gonna find that spot, and it was within 30 minutes of the summit. No, it was probably even close. It was within 20 to 30 minutes of the summit.
Tracking.
Heading, yeah. And even if I just follow the Google view, I'll be able to find it.
Okay.
So I'll get around to doing that. But go on vacation, and we'll see. But yeah, the images. Wow, that's crazy.
Man, they're gonna follow that Versa. They're gonna follow that Versa home.
Yeah. It's like bait.
Don't be that way, Robert.
It's like catnip for dogmen.
Hey, didn't we read that in Lakeview where they followed old boy home?
Mhm. That's actually reported to have happened.
Right.
People that
do you
have gone out in the woods looking for him and that followed him home.
I'm alone.
You got the cats. You're fine. Tie two of the cat's tails like nunchucks and spin them at them.
Just
I actually saw that.
It's like a hissing, spitting wheel of death coming at
I'm
its way.
sorry. I actually saw that. Forgive me, Robert. What were you gonna say?
the only thing you got to worry about is looking out the window and seeing a Wendigo having angry sex with your Versa.
It's a little warm there for a Wendigo, though.
You know what though? I would be pissed, but all I would say is, Have at it. Fucker.
It's all yours.
Yeah,
Thank
have
God
at it.
it's insured. Enjoy.
You know what? I got 160,000 miles off that Versa. Thank God. That verse. Oof.
I would love
That's funny, Robert.
I would love to be sitting off to the side as he tried to explain that to his insurance agent. Insurance agent's like, what?
Okay, before you say anything else, just watch the video.
Yeah,
That's what I would
that'd
tell
be
him.
the
That's
saving
what I would
grace. You'd
tell
be like, oh, that's not right.
Oh, that's you. I'd probably be saying, "Oh, hey, dude, that car took me to places."
Yes, it
oh
did.
my God. The
Wait a minute, what-
Wendigo.
what
Wendigo
is-
having sex with it. Jesus,
Wait a minute.
Robert.
What is that behind you?
Thank you. Nice try. I appreciate that. All right, you're going to be that guy too. All right, General. Oh, that's all I need. Now, you guys weren't here earlier when my daughter she got mad, she threw something and it hit some bottles, and I freaking jumped. I think actually everyone did because it was damn loud.
Josh says you have the meow alarm.
Oh, yes. Code for I have the pussy alarm. I know. I just lost our audience on that one.
Cat chucks.
Cat chuck. Yeah, dude, that's mean. But I did see it. That's why I snorted, because I actually did envision it. Oh, my God.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Hell yeah.
Nothing more lethal than whirling two cats of death.
Wow. Yeah, all right. Beautiful. DA,
On
take
that
us
note-
away. Yeah, take us away.
On that note, don't forget to tune in Saturday night for DAX Machina, when we'll have Nick Valente from the North American Dogman Project, and hopefully, these two guys will show up and can join in. If Robert will be on vacation, so he may not be. Maybe he'll give us some live footage from the big thicket area.
I actually thought
Want
about
to say
that.
goodnight. Now, also remember Monday on the Nightmare Hunter, we will have MK Davis, and Tuesday we will have author. I already did. I didn't even write her name down. God dang it! I'm terrible.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So did I. Sarah Gilbert.
Sarah Gilbert.
Roberts.
Yeah, Sarah Gilbert Roberts, but Sarah Gilbert, author. She'll be joining us on Tuesday to talk about her paranormal experiences, and we'll give you more heads up after that, and we'll also be talking more about the possible convention and new books coming out, hopefully very soon in the near future. And I appreciate every one of you for all your support and help, and all the kind words people have said about the books over the years. And coming up on the 10th anniversary, it's an amazing experience for me, and I've loved every minute of it. And I'm blessed to have met all of you. So guys, be safe, and see you guys on Saturday on DAX Machina. Y'all have a good night.